Good evening, football fans, and welcome to Thursday night here in Hortonville, the site for tonight's Fox Valley Association opener between the visiting Kaukauna Ghosts and the host Hortonville Polar Bears. A beautiful, beautiful night here for football as we get ready to start week 3 in the high school sports season. And this is an interesting game featuring a pair of teams that are looking to continue maybe some success that they wanted to get going before the season started. Visiting Kaukauna again and host Hortonville. I am Ricardo Arguello, hanging out as always with Brett Christopherson, bringing you those high-definition shots. Jim Rosandick, we all part of USA Today Network, Wisconsin. And Brett, this was a game in week 3 that we had that you first off, you set the schedule up months in advance. And it was one of those things where, hey, we wanted to not just come here because we love the facility here, but also to showcase Kaukauna as well as Hortonville, because we don't really get a chance to cover Kaukauna when they're at their home field. But we're looking at a pair of teams, but they want to start off the FVA on the right foot. And what better way than to get a win here in week 3?
Well, Ricardo, Kaukauna, one of the top-ranked teams in the state in Division II. So I guess our question of them is they lost a lot of firepower from these previous 2 teams that made it to the state semifinals in Division II. How were they going to kind of reload, right? Well, they're doing pretty good, and we'll talk about their non-conference slate, but in a nutshell, they're playing weeks 1 and 2, 2 of the better teams in the state in their respective divisions, in Notre Dame, of course, West of Pier. And coming out of that 1-1, and not too far from being 2-0 against those 2 quality opponents. So far, so good for Coach Binsfeld's Ghosts. As for Hortonville, still a team trying to kind of find its way. I think one of the key matchups tonight will be Hortonville's pass defense, which has given up some big plays, especially week 1 against West of Pier, where they kind of took it on the chin against a Kaukauna passing attack and an offense that likes to air it out. So Hortonville much better last week against Pulaski. Could have beaten the Red Raiders if not for a late touchdown. So FVA opener week 3, and this is going to be a good litmus test for, I think, both teams to see where they're at as the grind of the FVA begins tonight.
Absolutely. Again, here at Akin Field in Hortonville. Again, I cannot tell you, gorgeous night here.
It's a beautiful setting back here.
And not just that, it's just, the Hortonville, if you're not familiar with the Polar Bears and where they have this all set up here, they have food trucks out there.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's just a beautiful stadium to come into. The high school's right across the way there. I know aesthetics mean little when you're trying to build a solid program, but boy, it's a beautiful stadium. We're happy to be here.
Well, I tell you now that Highway 15's been redone,
yep.
So actually you look out across and traffic. I mean, it's right. The stadium's kind of in a bowl right off the highway, so it's good visibility as you're coming around Hortonville. And then you kind of look off to our right. I guess that'd be the south side of the stadium. What's that going to look like in the fall? You got all the trees back there. Really, the trees surrounding the stadium. It is one of the prettier settings, I think, among stadiums that we get to go to each and every season. Akin Field is very, very picturesque, I would say, here in the late summer as we are charging towards that fall. Ricardo, it's going to get a little chilly here pretty soon. It might be a little bit
but then it's get warm
brisk
again
tonight.
We're getting that goofy quasi-fall weather.
Yeah,
here. It's hot, it's cold, it's hot, it's
That's
cold.
September for you.
Yeah, and again, looking over there, we got the elementary school and the middle school to the right of that. Everything here on some beautiful grounds in Hortonville. Well, hey, speaking of the Polar Bears, let's get to know them a little bit. These game notes put together every week so nicely by Brett Christopherson. Hortonville, as Brett alluded to, coming off a 21-18 loss to Pulaski on Friday. That was a non-conference matchup right here at Akin Field. Pulaski, Red Raiders touchdown run from 2 yards out with just 24 seconds remaining. That proved to be the difference as Hortonville dropped a heartbreaker there to drop to 0-2 on the season. For Hortonville, Polar Bears quarterback A.J. Pfeiffer threw for 130 yards and 3 scores, tosses of 4 and 24 yards to Levi Hebe. Am I saying that right?
Hebe.
And the other, a 13-yard hookup with Blake Idol. Hebe led the way in receiving with 6 catches for 79 yards. Idol was next with 2 grabs for 27. Pfeiffer paced the Hortonville rushing attack with 69 yards on 9 attempts. Ashton Vollner added 50 yards on 4 runs. And overall, Polar Bears just a shade under 300 offensive yards. They got 293. They limited Pulaski to 206, including minus 6 yards rushing. Defensively, Reggie Klain. Now listen, you're
No, I was told it was Clone.
Clone. Okay, so Reggie Clone, really close to making our Elite 11, Rosie.
Yeah.
This kid was right on the. Basically, I'm not going to give you the list, but he was right there. 12th, 13th player right there on the 11th player list. But Clone, he led the way with 14 tackles last week. Jace Frankel added 8 tackles in the sack, while Cameron Cronus also tallied 8 stops. And on the season, Pfeiffer has thrown for 216 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's completing 45% of his passes. He also has 3 picks. Broden Butson also has seen time at quarterback. He's thrown for 53 yards on 7 of 16 passing. Pfeiffer, Polar Bears top rusher as well. 87 yards on 14 carries. He's averaging 43.5 yards a game. Vollner's next at 51 yards on 7 runs. And Hebe is easily the team's leading receiver with 177 yards on 11 catches. He also has 2 touchdown receptions. Now on the defensive side, Frankel's 18 tackles leads the way. Clone is next with 15 stops. As a team, Hortonville's averaging 134.5 yards passing per game and allowing 269. Hortonville's also surrendered 7 passing touchdowns. The Polar Bears are averaging 104.5 rushing yards per game and allowing 36.5. And they're averaging, Hortonville is the team, 9 points a game. They're allowing 33. Their next game is at improving Appleton East next Friday in an FVA matchup. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock. Brett, the Kaukauna Ghost, what can you tell me about?
Well, yeah, Ricardo, Kaukauna 1-1 on the season. Of course, the FVA opener, Hortonville 0-2 overall. But the Ghosts, as I mentioned before, ranked 5th in Division II this week's with Sports.net State Coaches Poll, and they're coming off that wild 35-31 victory over West Superior. It's always wild when these two teams play, right? Or those two teams play. That was last Thursday in a non-conference matchup over at Kaukauna. And Will Clark, not the old baseball player for the San Francisco Giants, but Will Clark came up with the play of the game for Kaukauna when he forced a fumble in the game's waning moments to preserve the win. If you haven't seen it, just go on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and you can find it. Just type in West Superior Kaukauna on the search terms. But West Superior quarterback Patrick Greisen, one of the best QBs in Northeast Wisconsin, he connected with Brock Story, who got behind the defense. It was a long pass down the middle, and it looked like Ricardo Story had a shot at scoring what would have been the go-ahead touchdown, but Clark caught Story at about the 10-yard line, knocked the ball loose. Right. The ball then bounced out of the back of the end zone for a touchback, and that allowed Kaukauna to secure the victory. I mean, if you look at that footage, it looks like it's touchdown, it's ball game. But anyway, quarterback Bron Schaefer threw for 142 yards and 2 scores on 11 of 18 passing for the Ghosts. He had TD tosses of 14 yards to Aiden Reardon and 61 yards to Parker Shue, one of your Elite 11, I believe.
Yes.
Reardon led a strong rushing attack with 110 yards and a score, a 2-yard plunge in the first quarter that gave the Ghosts a 7-0 lead. Schaefer added 77 yards on the ground and a TD, a 2-yard run in the third quarter. Kyle Kress also scored what proved to be the winning touchdown on a 3-yard run in the fourth to give Kaukauna a 35-31 lead overall. The Ghosts rushing for 205 yards. Kavanaugh Weinberg, he caught 4 passes for 20 yards, while Shue finished with 3 receptions for 81 yards. Defensively, Luke Tetzloff tallied 10 tackles. On the season, Schaefer has thrown for 371 yards and 4 touchdowns while completing 61% of his passes. He has yet to toss an interception. Reardon is the Ghost top rusher with 189 yards and a touchdown. He's rushing for an average of 94.5 yards per game. Schaefer is next with 88 yards on 21 carries. Weinberg leads the team in receptions with 8, while Shue has the most receiving yards with 154 on 7 catches. Shue also has a pair of receiving scores. Defensively, Sam Weber and Tetzloff are the top tacklers with 18 and 17 respectively. And as a team, Kaukauna is averaging 185.5 passing yards per game and allowing 201.5 yards. The Ghosts are averaging 157 rushing yards per game and allowing 114.5. And then as we look at the scoreboard, Kaukauna is averaging 24 points per game and allowing 23.5. Up next for the Ghosts. Doesn't get any easier, does it? They're going to be home against Neenah next Friday. Fox Valley Association matchup kickoff set for 7 p.m.
Just about a minute from the start of the game as Hortonville's come out with their team flag. It looks like they got the Hortonville Polar Bear back up. He was kind of falling a little bit, Brett. Now he's back and fully, aired up.
Introducing the defensive starters right now for the Polar Bears.
Always like when they do the player introductions, Brett. Kind of gone away from that for a while, but now maybe it's making a comeback.
Well, as they are doing that, guys, I'm going to thank our season sponsor, Cellcom. Cellcom is your local wireless carrier who keeps you connected to what matters most. With a homegrown 5G network and extraordinary customer care, they are more than just a wireless carrier. They are technology with a heartbeat. Visit Cellcom.com to learn more. And Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Get your team, club, or business name out there with Cooney's. They customize products specifically to fit their customers' needs. Custom embroidery, screen printing, and graphic design. Cooney's does it all. Visit them online at Cooney'sEmbroideryandSportswear.com. Thursday night, another Thursday night game, Ricardo.
Our final one of the year, though, you said, right?
I think so. I saw there might be a potential maybe late in the season. There might be a good Thursday night game, but it all depends on how those two teams do. I'm not going to give that away, but yeah. We're kind of school's in session. We're post-Labor Day, and we'll start back with our Friday nights in Week 4. We're going to get to this game in a moment, but first our national anthem.
And now, fans, please join me in honoring America and those who defend our freedom with the performance of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare the hours were stealing, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Nice rendition of our national anthem. That was done in the style of the old Chicago Cubs or I forget, Bulls maybe. I can't remember. They has that little at the end. It goes up instead of down.
PA announcer, very good here. Had a nice conversation with him before the game. Used to do Timber Rattlers games way back in the day when
okay.
I covered the T-Rats.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Want to thank brand new first-year athletic director Dan Milliron for setting us up nice and good here at Akin Field. Appreciate Dan and another good, real good AD to work with here. And he was anything you guys need. Heck, they even got a food menu we could have gotten in on. They could deliver some food here in the second quarter. So Ricardo, get in on that if you're hungry.
If they offer, I'll just take a hot dog. That's all I need.
Rosie is, I think he's taking everything on the menu.
I'll tell you what, like I said, when I was coming in and walked right past the grill, there's nothing better in sport, I'm telling you, than smelling the hot dogs and the brats on the grill. Nothing better.
No, I know. It's a cool setting. Again, if you can come here, yeah, they got, I don't know how many food trucks they had set up there in the parking lot.
It was nice.
But festive atmosphere here, week 3. Hard to believe. We're going to be a third of the way through the regular season already after tonight. Next week, yeah, I'm going to kind of keep that close to the vest, guys. I'm going to put a to be determined because I do have a game kind of lined up, but
Ooh, the
I might have to switch up. Every now and then I got to kind of switch gears. You're right, Ricardo. I do put these schedules together in the spring as best I can. Trying to do a little prediction and trying to figure out. We want to see as many teams as we can, and so far so good. I mean, you think about it, we've seen Appleton North, Mukwonago, Neenah, Muskego, Kimberly, Bayport, now Hortonville, and Kaukauna. So we're seeing every game has featured a state-ranked team or state-ranked teams. But yeah, next week we'll kind of see how it goes. I'll make the announcement on my X account at PC Brettsy. But anyway, first things first, week 3 underway, and a short, bouncy, kind of a squib kick as the Ghosts will field it off the bounce. The hop there, that's number 4 with it, Will Clark.
Thrill.
The man of the hour last week. Clark showed some good wheels in catching a story on that. What looked like it was going to be a touchdown. Boy, I mean.
That should be like a reminder to all defenders and to just players in general, never give up. Because that secured the win.
Yeah, it looked like Grayson hit Story. It looked like it was a touchdown for sure. Clark showing some wheels to chase down Story. Didn't give up on the play, yeah. And as he was tackling him, the ball bounces free and skips out into the back of the end zone for the touchback. So Kaukauna with the big victory in one of the top games of the night, probably in the state last week.
1st and 10 at their own 31. That's where Kaukauna will start.
Ron Schaefer, the quarterback. And the lefty, he's going to tuck it in, not much downfield, and showing a couple nice moves. And you can kind of see it, one of those dual threat quarterbacks that you really have to kind of keep your eyes peeled. A guy that he's got some weapons. Obviously, Parker Shue, one of the top wideouts in the state. But if you're not going to pay attention to Schaefer, he's going to do what you just saw. He's got the speed, athleticism, and the kind of the wiggle, if you want to put it that, to get free. And nice pickup there on 1st down. And there you see the quick pass. And nice rhythm there is that's Kavanaugh Weinberg, the 5'10" wideout with a catch and chains move. And you kind of like the pace, Ricardo, that Kaukauna is playing at.
Yeah, 9-yard pass play there for Schaefer. Doing it with his legs, doing it with his arm, and a 1st down near midfield for the Ghosts, the Galloping Ghosts.
Schaefer taking over for Finley Dorio, the offensive player of the year,
was.
I believe, last year,
yes.
right? Yeah, sensational quarterback. Was it a 3-year starter, I want to say, Dorio was. Deep downfield is Schaefer fighting with Kavanaugh. They're going to get a penalty. Looks like pass interference. Cooper Willis, the senior defensive back, trying to keep pace with Weinberg, but there was a little contact there, Ricardo, and the official going to call it. And it is against the Polar Bears. Actually 6th time, only the 6th time these two teams have met. Hortonville leads the series 3-2. These teams first faced off in 2016, with Hortonville earning a 17-0 victory in week 1, but they haven't played each other since the 2019 season. So it's been a while. Polar Bears earning a 27-10 win in the regular season finale that season, but the Ghosts responding with a 20-14 victory in the second round of the Division II playoffs. But it's been 5 years since they played each other.
It might as well be 100 years, given how much has gone on the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Schaefer rolling to his right, looking, finding.
Yeah, Weinberg again. A little bit of a scramble, Joe. Ricardo, credit Weinberg. He came back to the ball, saw his quarterback needed an outlet, found a nice little soft spot there defensively and gave Schaefer a nice target. First down toss, and Kaukauna on the move.
2 for 2, 21 yards passing so far for Schaefer, Brett. That's some big shoes to fill for Braun.
Yeah, but he's looking good.
He does.
Just a junior as well. That's Aiden Reardon, the junior running back. You look at Weinberg, Ricardo, a junior, is grad. They have it listed as grad year, so 2026. So these guys are getting, they're going to be around for a while. And
that's always a nice luxury, isn't it?
If you're Matt Binsfeld, yeah, you're loving the experience they're getting. They're winning, going against tough competition, and you add all that up, could be a monster type season. Well, not just this season, but even next season with all these guys coming back. Little wide receiver screen, nice move by Weinberg, making some defenders miss, and that's a first down inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line.
Yeah, that was all Weinberg, Brett, because Hortonville's defense had that one sniffed out, but he was able to make a nice move and get the first down.
So ball at the 14-yard line, and a nice little drive here to open this game for the Galloping Ghosts. FVA opener, a lot of good games throughout the league. All the games tonight. Appleton East at Neenah, that's a big one. Ricardo, Oshkosh West at Kimberly. And Fond du Lac at Appleton North, interesting too. The Cardinals off to a slow start again. We saw that last year, and then they had a rally, but
that's asking a lot. Coach Pluker down there at Fondy has been doing a good job, but that's, they play a couple of tough teams. Don't they normally play like two really outstanding teams to start the season? And then, you don't want to start that way in the FVA. I'll tell you that right now, Brett.
I tell you what, the FVA, now if you start adding an Appleton East, which had the huge upset win last week against Kettle Moraine, a state power, now all of a sudden you add the Patriots to the mix of the FVA. A deep conference gets even deeper and makes every single week just an absolute battle. Schaefer hands off to Reardon, getting a nice little push and spins his way for a couple more yards down to about the 10.
2 carries, 11 yards for Reardon. 5'11", 181-pound sophomore. Is that right? 2026, right?
Yeah.
No, that's a junior. That's gonna throw me off.
I know. I wish they had their class, not their graduation year, just freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. That's asking a lot of us, Ricardo.
Yeah, you can't make us think too much. I'll tell you that right now. That's a bad recipe.
Quick, knocked away and intercepted.
It was.
Intercepted that's Cameron Cronus, the senior defensive back. I didn't see who knocked it down at the line of scrimmage. Schaefer went back on a quick pass. Somebody on the defensive front got his big old mitt, knocked it up, and Cronus was right there. Johnny on the spot makes a diving interception. Ball at the 3-yard line, so that Hortonville defense gets a big stop here in this first quarter.
Well, I'm telling you what, I think it's fair to say that Hortonville was the underdogs in this game, Brett. There's nothing you want more for a possible upset than to get a couple of turnovers, and they got one right away off of Kaukauna's first offensive drive.
Neenah up 7-zip over Appleton East early in the first quarter, so we're going to get that score sent to us. That's a big one. Of course, Neenah coming off that very impressive
they
rout
pounded
of
Menasha.
Yeah. Usually those are pretty close, but of course we saw Neenah in week 1 down in Muskego. They looked like world beaters in that first half, and then Muskego roaring back with 28 unanswered points to win that game.
What number is that? 25?
Tristan Behrens, yes, the sophomore running back with the carry, and quickly to the line of scrimmage are the Polar Bears. But I guess in Neenah, Ricardo probably came out last week with a little chip on the shoulder, a little frustration from how that second half went. That's number 20 on the carry, Ashton Vollner, the senior running back.
Jonathan Engelbert on the carry.
Gains about a yard on that. 3rd down, Brett, and 4 early here for Hortonville.
That was number 20 on the carry, wasn't it?
Well, that's what I'm putting down.
Well, they said Engelbert, and I have Vollmer as number 20 on my roster here. That the programs they were left for us here in the press box. Nice little pass.
Woo. Hebe.
Yeah, Levi Hebe, nice, but that was a nice throw by A.J. Pfeiffer, the sophomore quarterback, threw a dart to Hebe, and kind of hurry-up mode are the Polar Bears.
17-yard gain on that, Brett. Good job by Pfeiffer to find Hebe all by himself. A little bit of a hole, in the middle of the field there. Convert that for 17 yards, I'm sorry.
Pfeiffer, he's just looking for some space, and he
Look
found some space, and he got a nice block there on the edge. And that's a first down run for Pfeiffer, showing that he can be that dual threat quarterback as well. That looked like that was the design, Ricardo. Just got a nice block inside that interior line, then kicked it outside, and somebody sealed off the defender. Didn't catch who that was, but that was more than enough to free Pfeiffer, who's showing some pretty good wheels there in this near sideline.
18-yard carry there for Pfeiffer, Brett. Back-to-back big plays, 17 and 18 yards for Hortonville. 4 receivers far side.
Yeah,
you see
look
that
at
over there?
And you can see Pfeiffer going back to the sideline, trying to get some last-second instruction. It looks like some confusion there as the Polar Bears are going to have to bring a timeout. I'm a little concerned about the program. I hope that we don't have different programs than what they do here in the booth.
You want me to go check? I'll go check quick.
Yeah, why don't you, Ricardo?
Number 20?
Number 20 was it's Vollmer and ours, right? It is. It always scares me when I hear an announcement of something. Sometimes there are changes, last-second changes. So we're all good.
We've seen that many times, Brett, where that's happened on the fly, so somebody forgets a jersey or something.
Right. All right, so 1st and 10 out of that timeout, ball at the 44-yard line for Hortonville. Remember, they Cronus with the interception to thwart a real nice opening drive for the Ghosts, and now Hortonville on the move near midfield. At the very least, Ricardo, they flip field position. Now Pfeiffer going downfield.
Oh, he caught it!
That's a catch!
Yup.
Wow!
Idle?
Blake Idle, the junior tight end. That was not intended for him, but somehow the ball squirts through, and that was a fastball, and he was kind of behind really the play, but really good awareness and hands. I mean, he had to catch that ball low on the turf, so first down ball at the Kaukauna 32.
Brett, 17 yards, 18 yards, 24 yards. That's the last 3 plays for Hortonville.
Explosive plays for the Polar Bears, who are on the move. And some pretty good blocking there to allow. That's Connor Christensen. I think that's a pass, Ricardo. It was a little toss as he was coming in motion.
Who was that to?
That was Connor Christensen, number 22.
Okay.
So inside the 30, ball at the 29. Handoff. That's Tristan Behrens, the sophomore running back. 3rd down coming up. I like the pace. Both teams, I like the pace that they have shown offensively. Not wasting any time, getting plays in fast, getting back to the line of scrimmage quickly.
Brett likes the tempo.
7 yards to go on the Kaukauna 29-yard line.
4-down territory for the Polar Bears as Pfeiffer directing traffic, waiting for the snap. Little toss. What do we got here? Good pursuit by the Ghosts. Number 32 for Kaukauna on the tackle. Sam Weber, the senior linebacker, reading that one all the way. 4th down coming up. 14-0 now, Nina.
Yeah, I just saw it. It looks like Grant Dean. I think Grant Dean just had a long punt return for a touchdown.
Imagine that, huh?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Every week he's got an explosive play or 3 in him. So here you go, 4th down. Polar Bears, obviously, good to go with it, or for it, is Pfeiffer downfield.
Oh, he had his man
He
open.
did, but I think he got hit as he threw it. He was down on the turf, but his man was open. But now Kaukauna defense gets the stop. So both defenses getting the stops when they need it after some pretty impressive drives by both offensive squads.
Credit Kaukauna's defense, Brett.
Yeah.
First down and 10.
Collapsing that pocket, making it uncomfortable for Pfeiffer. Again, it looked like he got hit right when he was throwing the ball. So here we go, right at the 30-yard line. Second offensive drive for the Ghosts. Nice little counter step there by Reardon, the junior running back. And a quick moving first quarter here as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard. Akin Field. Always enjoy coming to Akin Field. Highway 15 is pretty nice now coming in, isn't it?
Beautiful. No complaints. I mean, this is already like a fast-growing area, wasn't it, Brett?
Oh, jeez. I was talking to the PA announcer here, and he just said now with 15, Highway 15 being what it is Reardon running hard. Nice little wrap up there by number 28, Levi Strange, the senior defensive back, setting up third down or bringing up third down. But he thinks now with how this is all set up, it's only going to explode even more. Just prime for more development, more subdivisions. I can remember it wasn't all that long ago when Hortonville was in the same league as Xavier and Little Chute, and Freedom was in that. That was I'm thinking that was the old Valley 8 way back when.
Oh, wow, yeah. Early 2010s.
Yeah, I remember covering a game here when Xavier was here back with Kevin Rohr was the quarterback. Nice little move by Schaefer. He gets the first down just enough. He's wrapped up, but he's past the 40-yard line. First down run by Schaefer. Yeah, it was obviously it was pre-turf. Jeff Nault was the coach of Hortonville. Kevin Rohr and Lee Weiland, they had just an explosive offense back then for Xavier. They made it to the state semifinals, I think, that year. I'll say they might have fallen to Sturgeon Bay. I covered that game in Manitowoc, but yeah, it was grass, and it was just amazing the growth. Greenville, of course, feeding Hortonville, and just the west side of Appleton and how it's just really taken off. And now Hortonville in the FVA. There goes Reardon. Ooh. How about that tackle by number 44, Caden Heidel, the senior linebacker, 5'10", 220 pounds, wrapping up. Good form tackle, Ricardo. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Gains a yard. 5 carries, 18 yards for Reardon. Ball is at the 43 of Kaukauna. Four receivers, and then we have some
little movement.
Yep.
The stuff we've seen in the first couple weeks, right? Especially last week at Bayport. Ton of pre-snap penalties for the Pirates. Kimberly winning that one pretty handily. Drives coaches crazy. Kaukauna picked to finish third in the Fox Valley Association this season by WisSports.net. Top-ranked Kimberly, to no one's surprise. Tab to win the league, the Neenah, Kaukauna, Fond du Lac, Appleton North, Hortonville, Oshkosh West, and Appleton East. Yeah, Hortonville 6th. See how it all plays out. Maybe too low for the Patriots. We'll see.
3 receivers far side. Schaefer, the southpaw.
Oh, almost a nice one-handed grab. Schaefer kind of rushed there, and number 11, Brock McMullen, the intended receiver there, the senior. Third down coming up behind the sticks, 3rd and 14.
I think that was the right read. Just a little out of the hands of the receiver.
Nice crowd here on a Thursday night. A lot of games being played on Thursday this week because there's a kind of a big game going on tomorrow night in the NFL.
Big game going on right now in the NFL.
Yeah, Chiefs, Ravens. Schaefer,
look at
nice
that.
throw. He's got the first down catch. And guess who? Parker Shue, your senior, your first catch of the game, knowing Ricardo exactly where the sticks were. 3rd and 14, got 15 yards, knew where that first down marker was. That's just good awareness, and that just shows why Shue, one of the best wideouts in the state. Ran a great route there.
I was going to say the footwork just fantastic for Shue. Good kid. Had a good time talking to him and getting to know him just a little bit there when he came in for the Elite 11 shoot. Again, put together by our guy there, Jim Rosandick. Great job. Check it out, postcrescent.com.
Shue going to play at Duluth at the next
Oh,
level.
look out. Oh, he fumbled it.
Yeah. Good job by Weinberg. The turf was kind to Weinberg there, wasn't it? Sometimes you see it can skip in any sort of direction, bounce right back in his hands, so 2nd down coming up. Yeah, Parker Shue has verbally committed to play at Minnesota Duluth. One of the top wideouts in the state. Came in tonight's game. Career totals, Ricardo, 61 receptions, over 1,100 yards, and 9 touchdowns. He was the league's offensive receiver of the year last year.
Had a great season, no doubt about it.
Timeout. Timeout, Kaukauna. But Shue had a season last year in which he caught 41 passes, 760 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Unanimous first-team All-FBA. And as I said, the league's offensive receiver of the year. So Duluth getting a good one in Parker Shue.
See if I can find some other scores here, Brett. Our guys, we're waiting for some scores from our buddies.
Who's that?
Usually tune in. Alex Rocks, I think.
Yeah.
And we have the other kid. I'm trying to
Hank
remember.
DeWild.
Hank
Says,
DeWild.
Hank, you got to be out there, huh?
Green Bay Preble leads Bayport, Brett, 3-0. At the end of the first
jeez.
quarter. That's according to our buddy Burt Griffin.
Remember, Preble gave Appleton North a pretty
Yes.
good game last week, so maybe the Hornets an improved bunch. 2nd and 10 here out of the timeout for the Ghosts. As Schaefer now.
Look out. Oh, he gets away.
I don't know, great feet and good throw. Wow, that's a heck of a play. Is that Jackson Van Roy, or there's 2 17s?
They said Van Roy, Brett. I heard them.
It's also a John Vogt.
36-yard line.
10-yard pass play, Brett. But, boy, Schaefer really showing you how his escapability.
I guess looked like he was going to be brought down from the backside, but escapes, and that's a first down pass. And still getting a couple more yards is number 2. That is Kyle Kress, his first carry of the night. Seen some good offense, Ricardo, on both sides of the ball. Or I should say both teams.
I have Schaefer 6 of 7 for 51 yards, Brett.
Yeah, impressive-looking quarterback. Love his mobility, his escapability. Same, though, with Pfeiffer as well. He showed some.
And he showed a pretty good arm. Both of them do.
Yeah, both kind of similar quarterbacks and how they can kind of maneuver around and buy some time with their legs. And, yeah, good arms. Let's see if they get the play off here before they're going to get one more play. And a quick toss to, is that Shue? That is Shue, so they got one more play off. And, no, there is a flag, though, on the far side.
Oh, there is.
So
And
we'll
I can,
see.
judging by the body language of Kaukauna, it's on Kaukauna.
Not set, or maybe illegal formation. Oh, false start.
False start on Kaukauna.
That'll bring up a 2nd and 9 from the 35.
See the referee talking to the Hortonville defense.
Oh, Nina's up again, Brett. 21-0 over East. They weren't going to take the Patriots lightly.
And then they haven't, have they?
No. Remember last year, I think that was a pretty good game for most of the game. And I know Appleton East is tough to prepare for with the triple option. Here's the thing, though. If you get ahead of them, that's a tough offense to kind of generate a lot of points in a hurry.
Well, kind of again as the first quarter now comes to a close as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard. Scoreless through one quarter here at Akin Field. But Ricardo, I think there was a little intensity maybe after that loss to Muskego, because remember, we covered that game, we streamed it, we went down to Muskego, and Neenah was up 21-3 at the half, and they were just running roughshod.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that there was some embarrassment as to what happened in the second half where Neenah couldn't do anything on either side of the ball, and I'm guessing now you're seeing how they responded. They beat up a really good Menasha team, and now they're taking it to an Appleton East team that took down Kettle Moraine, a state power. So I'm guessing the focus and the intensity, as actually we're going to get one more untimed play here this quarter, so it's still the end of the first quarter now. Both teams will switch sides as we reach the end, the official end of the first quarter. Still scoreless here as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard. But Neenah maybe coming out, I'm guessing practice that next week after that Muskego loss was a little bit more heightened, a little bit more intense. Probably wasn't a whole lot of fun, and now the Rockets taking out some of their frustrations on Menasha last week and now Appleton East this week.
Absolutely, and that's the end of the first quarter. No score.
Conversely, though,
Kaukauna and Hortonville.
Ricardo, what does this do to an Appleton East team that came in with a ton of confidence, taking down a Kettle Moraine? Now they're getting pushed around, down 21-zip.
Well, to me, they're still 2-1 if they do happen to fall tonight. Right. We all know how good Neenah is. We think that Neenah is one of the top 3 or 5 teams.
Should be heard from.
They took Muskego to the. Oh, I mean, second half, they needed I don't want to say miraculous, but it was a pretty nice second half. Muskego played kind of a flawless second half.
That's what,
pulled
Steve
that
Young
one
said.
out. Because I thought Neenah had him on the ropes.
I felt like Neenah was one more score away from
putting that one away.
They just could never get it. But I like the response that I'm seeing from Neenah this week, because I know you think very highly of Menasha.
Yes.
And what was that, like a 50
to 13?
Yeah. And now Appleton East, which again had everybody kind of opening their eyes after taking down Kettle Moraine last week, and right now Neenah all over Appleton East. Still waiting for our first score here. Second quarter underway. Reardon looking for some tough yards, and he's got the first down on a third down run. So good job by that offensive front. Ball's going to be at the 25-yard line.
Reardon 7 carries, Brad, for 28 yards unofficially.
Hank DeWild, Kimberly up 14-zip over Oshkosh West. We've got the Neenah score, and Fondy and Appleton North tied at 7 apiece.
Whew. That's good. That was going to be a good one.
FEA playing all of its games this week tonight, Thursday night. Schaefer, left hand, rainbow.
Oh, just a little.
And they're going to get maybe too much contact there.
Brett, the timing was just a tad off, but it could have been because the defender was holding a little bit.
Yeah, Cameron Cronus, the defender, he's kind of like me. He's not agreeing with the call, but show me a defensive back, whoever does agree with a pass interference. Both teams, you're looking at common opponents, which is odd already just in week 3, but both teams have played West Appear this season. Kaukauna coming off that 35-31 victory over the Phantoms last week, while Hortonville was blanked by the Phantoms 45-zip in week 1. And the Polar Bears in that one gave up 324 yards and 5 touchdowns through the air, 405 yards overall. But again, a nice bounce back last week against Pulaski, a game, again, as I said, Hortonville probably feels like they should have won. Schaefer now after that defensive pass interference, and looking for a shoe. Tough throw on the side of the end zone, well defended by Cooper Willis. Second down coming up.
Bring up 2nd and 10 from the 12 for Kaukauna. Now Bayport leading Preble, Brett, 7-3. That's in the second.
Shu hands off to Reardon. And a good tackle there by number 56 for Hortonville. Looks like Preston Guyette, the senior defensive lineman, getting in there and bringing down Reardon 3rd and 9 now coming up. Ball at the 11. Good game here.
I've been impressed so far with Hortonville. The problem is that Kaukauna has been on field a lot.
Yeah.
So you worry a little bit about the defense, but we'll see if they can hold firm here. 3rd down and long from the 11 for Kaukauna.
Schaefer waiting for it. He's got time. Now he's off. And he's avoids that one and somehow gets it to Weinberg. They're going to be short. But you know Kaukauna's going to go for it here. Looks like 4th and 1 coming up. Again, great escapability by Schaefer. Looked like the defender had a pretty good beat on him. But Schaefer showing again, just making plays with his legs, freeing up some time. And now you have a 4th and 1 coming up. I wonder if it's tough to defend a left-handed quarterback too. Is that?
Yeah, you would think so, and the ball comes off different off the hand.
Schaefer waiting for the snap, and he's going to run it, and he's in, untouched.
Yeah, they really fell for that fake, Brett.
3-yard score for Schaefer.
So I'll update my Twitter. You can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon, D-E-L-I-A-N. Brett's at PC Brett C. Rosie's at Metal Rosie. Give us all a follow if you can.
Good drive by the Ghosts. And the PAT is good. That's number 99, Lincoln Zhang with the kick. And with 9:53 to go here in the second quarter, if we look at our Cellcom scoreboard, Kaukauna strikes first, 7-0 on the 3-yard touchdown scamper by Bron Schaefer. And again, Ricardo Schaefer really setting that up by just showing that mobility, getting free from that previous play to set up the 4th and short. He's got to be tough to prepare for.
Nina's up 28-0 now.
Wow. Kimberly up 21 zip as well, so the Papermakers doing what they typically like to do. .28 zip after one quarter. Wow, 28 points in the first quarter for the Rockets. Looks like some clouds rolling in, guys. We gonna get some rain here tonight? I don't see anything on the radar.
It does look ominous over there, though.
Yeah, but I don't see anything. Of course, just a little north of here. According to our colleague Mike Sherry, Grant Dean, 58-yard touchdown run and also a 71-yard punt return for a touchdown. So Grant Dean doing Grant Dean things, Ricardo.
Oh, yeah. Our reigning player of the year.
And I'm sure he'll be on the short list again. Yeah, I think the rain's going to miss us. Short little line just to north of here. But, yeah, this is a beautiful start to the evening. But those do look like dark clouds coming our way, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
My first thought is always protect the equipment.
My first thought is always protect myself.
Pfeiffer now, his turn, hands off. And a nice hard run by number 25. Tristan Barron's kind of lowering those shoulders, getting a few more yards.
Mark it right at the 25. 3-yard, 3-yard carry for Barons.
See how Hortonville answers. Again, they look very good in that first offensive series. Just a drive that stalled, and a good job by that Hortonville, or that I should say that Kaukauna defense. But so far, Hortonville kind of moving the ball. Good block to spring that up. Nice hard tackle though. But that is number 5 with the catch. That's Colin Zhang. And that's going to be 3rd and half a yard. But a pretty good block to let Zhang maneuver his way towards that first down. Just a bit shy. No, they're going to give him the first down. They're moving the chains.
Okay.
All right. So a first down instead. At first it was marked as a 3rd down, but fresh set of downs here as Pfeiffer waits for the snap. Little play fake. He's going to go deep downfield.
Oh, there's some interference there.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not. Some hand fighting they allowed. And the receiver, Hebe. I like going for the deep shot, though.
Well, Hebe, yeah, the intended target. But how about senior safety Sam DiPiazza, the 6'1", 192-pound safety over the middle, sticking with Hebe, a very good athlete and a very good target. The Hortonville crowd in front of us, they wanted to see a flag, but the official's right there.
I thought this should have been a flag.
Oh, Rosie's saying there is a flag. Where is it? Yep, it's going to be against Hortonville. Looks like I see Kaukauna pointing their way. I don't see where the flag is.
Maybe it was a little. Oh, they did pick it. 21-0 Kimberly, by the way, Brett, in the second quarter.
So moves the ball back. 5 yards? Yeah, there could be some couple running clock games in the FVA tonight. See how Kimberly responds. Marcus Doucette, of course, injuring himself against Bayport last week, the talented running back.
Yeah, he just had a surgery.
So he's out for the year. I assume, anyway. Check down by Pfeiffer. That's number 31. Brock Walter, the junior running back.
Get the 5 yards back, brings up 2nd and 10. Brett, I like just, go.
Just get a little chunk, yeah.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Got to keep moving forward.
That's what they're there for, right? I mean, take it. They get that 5 yards back, 2nd and 10.
That cold front's moving.
Yeah,
I
was just going to say it, getting a little chilly suddenly. I refuse.
I know you do.
To wear long pants for the first 9 weeks of the season. It's still summertime, Ricardo. There's a little swing pass, nothing doing there. DiPiazza, one of the first ones there. And how about number 3 also for the Ghost, Reed Whitman, senior cornerback.
Loss of a couple yards on that one, Brett. 3rd down and 12 at the 30 for Hortonville. Bayport leads Green Bay Preble 13-3.
Pfeiffer down the field, had him.
He did. He
was there.
Open.
Just a little too far in front. And Kaukauna's defense holds. Punt team coming out. It should be some pretty decent field position for the Ghosts here after this one. Just out of bounds. Brody McMullen, number 11, was back to receive it, but doesn't get a chance.
By the way, I have Pfeiffer 6 of 8 for 54 yards passing. Kaukauna starts its second possession of the second quarter. Where are they going to mark this? Right at the 48?
Carter, you're going to be at while the rest of us are watching the Packer game tomorrow.
Yeah.
You got the Apple Bowl tomorrow
night,
don't you? That's a good game, too.
It will be.
Can't
Can't wait
teams,
to get over to FVL and
Xavier.
Xavier.
Get a chance to check out the new turf at Rocky Blyer Field. How's that look?
Well, I did check it out before the season started. Beautiful.
Yep.
Couldn't talk. The players couldn't have been more excited.
Reardon. And a good tackle there by
there's a penalty.
number 2, Willis. And let's see what the penalty is.
I'm trying to remember, does FBL have?
No.
So they don't have turf, and the game's at FBL.
So that could slow down the fast Hawks, right? But that FBL team is pretty impressive as well.
They're both undefeated.
Looks like we have a hold against Kaukauna. Yeah, now you're starting to see all the FBA teams now have turf, especially with Neenah now in the new school. They were the last ones, I think, to get turf, right? And now you're seeing the medium-sized schools. Little Chutes had turf a couple years ago. Now Xavier. It's just a matter of time, I think, before FBL, Wrightstown maybe.
Not Freedom.
Well, if they could maybe move their field or do something there, but I think it's the way to go.
Without a doubt. So what's this, first down and 20, Brett?
Schaefer trying to set up a little screen, has to get rid of it, and finds Weinberg across the field. How about that open field tackle there by number 23 for Hortonville. That is Harley Juarez, a senior defensive back. Harley Juarez making a nice tackle on a very good wide receiver in Kavanaugh Weinberg. That should be a fun one, the Apple Bowl. It's always a lot of history in that series, of course.
This is an interesting Madison area score, and I'll get it to you shortly here.
Schaefer waiting for it. He's got time, going deep downfield,
Oh,
and got Shu wide open. Shu keeps on his feet, and he's in for the score. 61-yard touchdown toss.
Boy, everything worked on Kaukauna for that. Got great protection, great throw from Schaefer, and then Shu just showing you his athleticism, pulling away there at the end, Brett.
And how
all
about
coming together?
Keeping his feet on that one. It looked like maybe he could have fallen to the turf as he lunged for it, but he stays on his feet, like you said, Ricardo. Great athleticism, speed, and 61 yards later, he's in for the score. And you can see why. Shu, one of the top wideouts again in the state of Wisconsin. Zhang with the PAT. That's good. And as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard, midway through this second quarter, a pair of second quarter touchdowns for the Ghosts. They're up 14-0 in this Week 3 game here at Akin Field.
Brett, I was going to tell you the score here, and it's only interesting because, everyone considers Waunakee a top program.
They're down?
Well, they lost last week to Madison Memorial.
What?
Yes. And it was like a 40-20 something score.
Ooh.
They're down to Monona Grove 7-3.
Interesting. Coach Rice, he's not there anymore, right?
No.
Is he retired?
No.
Is this the first year he's out that he stepped down? Or
it might be.
is it Pat Rice, legendary coach at Waunakee? Waunakee beat Kaukauna in last year's state semifinals down at Ripon, right? And then Waunakee ending up losing in the state championship game.
To Badger, I want to say.
Appleton North Fondy tied 7-7 at the half. Good one there. I believe that's at Paul Engen Field in Appleton. How about Parker Shu, guys? That was a heck of a catch. And to stay on his feet was, I think, maybe the most impressive part of that play.
Well, Waunakee scores real quick, apparently. They're up 11-7 over Monona Grove now.
They heard you.
They did. They heard my slander.
That will be a touchback, 1st and 10 at the 20 coming up for the Polar Bears. And let's see if Hortonville can answer. And they need an answer, down 2 scores here midway through the second quarter.
Aaron Clausen, Brett, saying on Facebook that it's Parker Schu's 18th birthday.
Today?
Yes.
Well, happy birthday.
Congratulations to Parker, and thank you for that update or that little info there, Aaron. We really appreciate it. Thank you for watching as well.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 at the 20 for Hortonville, looking to answer. I mean, they got to put some points on the board. We're down 14-0. Last thing you need, Brett, is a 3-and-out here.
Pfeiffer, he's got time. Nice spiral. Beautiful throw and play, and that's a good start for Hortonville. Idle, the tight end, with the catch. And you're right. Hortonville's got to do something. And they have been moving the ball a little bit. Just haven't been able to complete drives. Speaking of Parker Schu, that's a nice birthday. That's a nice way to celebrate the birthday, huh? 61-yard touchdown reception. Little play fake. Whoa, high.
Yeah, got to watch those high passes. You set your receiver up to take a good lick in there.
Yeah, Reed Whitman read that the entire way. Now we have a Hortonville player down, and let's see, holding that left knee. I can't get a number on who that is. Hopefully he's all right. Hortonville, Ricardo, back in the FVA this season after having competed in the Valley Football Association since, 2014? So it's nice to have. I think that's where the Polar Bears belong, right? They belong in the Fox Valley Association. They had to play in that the now defunct Valley Football Association. I believe those teams in central Wisconsin now back in the Wisconsin Valley. But Hortonville should be in the FVA. Appleton West no longer in the VFA as well. They're in the FRCC South, is it, with Menasha and Notre Dame?
It's true. No, FCC. You mean Appleton West?
Yeah.
FCC North.
Oh, they're in the north side with West up here in Bayport? Okay, and Ashwaubenon, okay.
Brad, can you go to my car and get my jacket for me?
I brought a coat just in case. Just in case, but not going to do it just yet. That looks like that's number 57 hobbling off, unfortunately. Hate to see that. Rashad Kastner, a senior offensive lineman. And hopefully it's nothing too serious, as they'll bring him over to the trainer's table to take a look at him. Second down for Hortonville. 2-yard loss on the previous play. Pfeiffer waiting for it. And it's a handoff. Ooh, nice tackle. 20 with the carry. That's Valner, or Valner, I should say. And that was number 5, Luke Tetzloff, the junior safety, coming in and blowing that play up. So 3rd and 9 here as the clock continuing to run here in the second quarter.
Oh, had to play defensive back there, did the receiver for.
Yeah, Whitman kind of became the offensive player there. Hebe was the intended target. Had some good time for Pfeiffer, but just couldn't connect, and Hortonville's going to have to punt it away. Oh boy, here's an opportunity for Kaukauna here, already up 2 scores. Maybe put another touchdown or even a field goal on the scoreboard before half. We'll see what happens, see if the Polar Bears can get a good punt off.
Kimberly up 28-0 over Oshkosh West, Brett. That's in the second quarter.
That'll be running clock probably, the way that's going. This line drive and nice good catch on the return and still on his feet. That's number 11, McMullen. He's racing, trying to cut it outside, this time near midfield, spins around, but nice return by Brody McMullen. the senior, putting his Ghosts in great field position here, already up 2 scores right at midfield.
Yeah, at the 50 there, Brett, and really nice return. A lot of that he made himself towards the end there, showing some good shiftiness.
Thought maybe he had a chance to bounce it outside. Credit Hortonville's coverage units to not allow that, because if McMullen does get outside, I think he might have gone. But still, a fantastic return right at the 50-yard line. And given an offense that's operating at a high level right now, great field position to try to increase this 2-score lead. Schaefer, play fake. He's got time. Oh, no, he's going to run. And he's on his feet still. Look at this run. Near side, he's got the first down and more. Inside the 20, 15, and finally out near the 10, Ricardo. What a run by Schaefer.
I'm telling you, he had Tucker Hoffman wide open in the middle of the field, too, as well. Or maybe that was Shu. I couldn't quite see. But he may have crossed the line already and just decided to run it. It was a very nice run, Brett, all the way down to the 12.
Again, it seemed like the Hortonville defense kind of had him like boxed in a little bit, surrounded, but sort of wiggling his way through, zigzagging his way through that defense, and then showing off that speed once he got around the edge and ball at the 12-yard line. So how about that?
4 carries, 53 yards for Schaefer.
Is it a 38-yard run?
It was.
Hand off to number 2, Kyle Kress. Boy, Kaukauna right now in complete command. Impressive second quarter for the Ghosts. 2-yard run at the 10.
I like what I see so far from Kaukauna. They have, first off, they have a lot of weapons, but boy, Schaefer can really make things happen. You always like to have that vibrant athlete at the signal caller position.
He's dangerous both ways, through the air and with his legs. Now he's going to take it to the air, little slant inside. Weinberg trying to get in, and he dives. And it's in. 10-yard score for Weinberg, and that was quick.
You're telling me, Brett, it started the possession started at 4:31. It's 3:34. Less than a minute later, they're in the end zone. 3 plays, 50 yards. Update my Twitter. Again, you can follow me at PC. Almost did it.
Yeah.
At Ricardo DeLeon, DELIAN. Brett's at PC Brettsy. Rosie's at Metal Rosie.
Lincoln Jong in for the PAT. Yeah, 3-play, 50-yard touchdown drive. And Jong booms that one through. And as we look at our Coonies, or I should say our Cellcom scoreboard, 3 touchdowns in this second quarter for the Ghosts. They're up 21-zip with 3:34 remaining before halftime.
That was, who caught that? Was that Weinberg?
Yeah, yep. Again, we'll be back at it next Friday night. I do have a game tentatively on the schedule, but I'm not going to announce it yet. I just kind of want to see how how it all plays out. I have the right to change the schedule if I want.
Right.
That's why I don't announce ahead of time what games we're going to be doing.
Executive decision by you.
I think either way will be some pretty good football in Week 4, but we just kind of want to see. But anyway, I'll announce the game on my Twitter account, or X, at PC Brettsy, so please give me a follow. We'll also announce it on the Post Crescent Facebook page and all that good stuff. And we have a flag here on the return. So we got some kind of some lopsided scores going on tonight in the FEA, right? 28-zip, Neenah over Appleton East was the last score. 28-zip, Kimberly over Oshkosh West, and now 21-zip, Kaukauna leading Hortonville as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard. The only close one that last check was Appleton North Fond du Lac, tied up at 7. Was that at halftime?
Checking right now. Here we go. Yes, at the half, Brett, 7-7. Thank you, Hank DeWile.
Yeah. Holding call on that return. Backs up the Polar Bears, who have a tall hill to climb here, down 21 zip. Now you back yourself up after that hold. Ball at the 13-yard line. Let's see if the Polar Bears can make something happen and give them something to feel good about going into the break. Pfeiffer waits for it, handoff. Not a whole lot there for number 25, Tristan Behrens. Good job by that Kaukauna defense to really close those gaps, bottle it up. And Hortonville back to the line quickly as they get ready to snap here at second down after that 1-yard run by Behrens.
Near the 3-minute mark here left in the first half.
Little toss. And Kaukauna reading that one well as Vollner, not much space there. Ricardo, third down. Boy.
Third and long.
Well, third and long, and there's still a lot of time here on this clock. You said it the previous drive, but what you really don't want to do here is a 3-and-out, especially after that holding call on the kickoff return. Kaukauna could get great field position again as the Ghosts now burn a timeout, sensing maybe they could get the ball back with a stop here in third down. Timeout gives me an opportunity to plug ourselves, guys. Sign up now for a digital subscription to the Post-Crescent or any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin sites. A digital subscription, $1 for 6 months. Then that gets you full unlimited access on your desktop, tablet, and mobile devices every day. Exclusive subscriber newsletters. You get full access to national reporting with the USA Today Sports Plus app. The e-edition is also part of that. That's a digital replica of the print edition. Sign up now. Find more information really on any of our websites. $1 for 6 months. You cannot go wrong. So 3rd and 8. An interesting play call here, Ricardo. You want to run it and make Kaukauna burn a timeout potentially? Nope, they're going to look for something downfield. As Pfeiffer trying to escape. Now he found some room. And look at him go. And he gets a big first down on that really broken play. That was all Pfeiffer at that point. A couple times he looked like he was surrounded, but he's showing that shake, and he gets free. Once he got free into that second level, he had some space to run, and he picks up a big first down. Wow.
11-yard run, needed 8 yards for the first down, Brett. But yeah, showing a lot of shiftiness, and boy, that's really got to enrage the defensive lineman when you got someone that shifty back there and you're grabbing a hold of him as he's scrambling for that first down. Ball at 26.
Push pass to number 5, Colin Zhang. Senior wide receiver, not much there. Nothing there.
He lost a couple,
yeah.
Actually. Nine of 13 for 70 yards is what I have Schaefer for. 2nd and 12 from the 34. 4 receiver set for Hortonville.
Pfeiffer on the run again. Whoa. And there's a flag on the far side. A whole bunch of flags now.
You don't ever want to pull that move, Brett, throwing across the field like that. We'll see who is it on.
35-0 now. Rockets on top of the Patriots with 5:03 left in the second quarter. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that one's over.
How does East respond from here on out?
You
I can't remember who they play next week, but then 2 weeks from now they play Kimberly.
The rigors of the FVA, right? Was that last week we were talking about? I think so. Somebody emailed you and said never pick against the Classic 8.
Yeah. And then Kettle Moraine gets blanked by East.
Yeah.
You know, and I casually pointed out to the person, I said, you know, East has finished last in the FVA the last 2 years. They've won 3 total games the last 2 years.
I think we're going to get
Oh, okay.
pass interference and, wow, 3 penalties against Kaukauna.
Well,
Was that a hold, a pass interference, and then a personal foul all?
they're going to take the personal foul because
Well,
I think
absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
get the most yards from it.
Oh, look at where they're going to mark the ball already in Kaukauna territory. Look at this. Right at the 46-yard line.
Oh, wow. Are they adding some of these together? Because, okay. Oh, 2 15-yard
15-yard penalties. Okay.
I didn't know you could stack them like that.
That's where we need your Ken the
Yeah.
official. Except Ken is officiating again, right? So
I think he may have wanted to try it, but I don't think he is actually officially. See what I did there?
yeah, I got it. But anyway, as we said last week, the FVA doesn't take a backseat to any league. Well, let's see if Hortonville can take advantage of this as Pfeiffer, little swing pass. Wow, somehow gets it over. I think that was number 88. Cole Peters, a 6'5" defensive end. The pass was to Vollner, number 20. Pfeiffer had a rainbow and over the outstretched arms of the 6'5" Peters, but does. And did they say he stepped out of bounds?
Yeah,
out
no
there?
gain.
Okay, so wow, no gain on the play. So second down and 10. Just gotten a foot right along that sideline out of bounds for Vollner. Pfeiffer, he's got time. Slings it. Oh, interception.
Who was that?
That was number 5, Luke Tetzloff, the senior or the junior safety, reading it all the way and really doing a good job showing his great hands. Just really stuck his hands in front of that pass, snared it down, and
Flag on the play, though, Brett.
Kaukauna for the time being, and it's going to be against Hortonville, Ricardo. Illegal man downfield, it looks like the call, so that penalty will be declined, and Kaukauna will keep the interception by Tetzloff, and with 1:11 to play and 2 timeouts to go,
Oh, boy.
and an offense that's operating pretty humming along right now. Wouldn't surprise me if Kaukauna could even put another one on the board here before.
Well, they're going to certainly try. They have
This
more
half-
than enough time and 2 timeouts.
And more than enough weapons, including that quarterback who's been sensational so far tonight. Schaefer waiting for it. He drops back. And Rainbow's one. Nice catch. Beautiful throw. And Weinberg already just like that in Hortonville territory. Nice timing throw, knowing where his receiver is going to be, and just a nice over-the-shoulder grab by Weinberg. Great concentration as well. Ball already at the 42-yard line, and he took off only 6 seconds, Ricardo, as he got out of bounds.
I have him unofficially 11 for 13 for 144 yards. Schaefer.
Schaefer now on the run.
Oh, flag.
And good catch, though. What's going to be the flag is McMullen for the time being with a catch over the middle, but is that going to be coming back?
Who caught that, Brett?
That was McMullen, number 11. And a hold will
Oh, okay.
negate that play, and move the Ghosts back 10 yards with 58.1 seconds to play here in the second quarter. .35-zip Nina at the half, Ricardo.
Running clock.
That will be running clock the rest of the way there.
48.
So back go the Ghosts into their own territory here. 1st and 20. And they'll wind the clock. See what they do here is, nope, Schaefer's going to drop back, set up a little screen over the middle. Watch out. Watch out. That's number 2, Kyle Kress and Ricardo. They've got the first down on that screen play. Let's see.
Oh, it's right there.
They might have to measure.
It's right at the 32. And are they?
No, they're moving.
They're
the
giving
chains
it to
first
him.
down.
Okay.
So good call, good play call. I was wondering if they wanted to be a little conservative at that point after that penalty. Clock continuing to run here. Under 30 seconds to play. Schaefer going downfield. He's going to rainbow one to looking for Shu, and Shu catches it. 32 yards. And so much for being conservative. After that hold, I thought maybe you're up 3 scores. You don't want to force it, take that 3-score lead into halftime. But Matt Binsfeld and the Kaukauna staff says, forget that. We're going for it. And Shu with a great catch in coverage. Ricardo, that was pretty sticky coverage. 32 yards?
Yes.
Second touchdown grab by Shu tonight. And a second birthday catch for Shu. As Lincoln Zhang, and it hits the upright. So PAT no good. We look at our Cellcom scoreboard with 20.1 seconds to play. All 27 points for the Ghosts coming in this quarter. We have a flag, though, on the PAT.
That's on Hortonville. Then I think they get to kick it again, correct?
Or you could go for 2.
That too?
That's just a heck of a throw, Ricardo.
Oh,
heck
it
of
was.
a catch. I mean, just highly executed all the way around. Good time for Schaefer.
And I don't
And
think
he's just been delivering pinpoint passes all game long.
it wasn't bad coverage.
No,
I
it
think
was
it was
great
just
coverage.
a great connection.
Just to shoot just enough, I wouldn't even call it separation, but just enough to get past the defender where Schaefer really put the ball where really only Shu could get it. And Shu, again, showing why he's one of the top wide receivers in the state. Hauling that one in. So he has a 61-yard reception earlier in this quarter, now the 32-yarder. That's 93 yards alone on 2 touchdown receptions. We got a personal foul against Hortonville, Ricardo. So decision time for the Ghosts. What do they want to do? So Coach Binsfeld was coming out talking to the referee there, getting some clarification maybe as he makes his decision on what he wants to do.
Brett, Shu, 3 catches, 108 yards.
That's a good night of football so far.
With the 2 touchdowns. Rosie, you might just have to make those 2 clips if it stays like this, huh? Oh, Brett does. Okay. Sorry, Brett. It's you.
It's the highlight play of the game.
Okay. Can't go plays, huh? Not plural. Oh, did it affect the? Okay.
So yeah, okay. After all of that, Kaukauna just going to retry the PAT as Zhang back out there. Last one hit the left upright. So he gets a second crack at the kick with 20.1 seconds to go. That one is plenty good. So the penalty gives the Ghosts another opportunity. They tack one more on, and again, as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard, 28-0. Kaukauna well in command of this Week 3 matchup with 20.1 seconds to play in the quarter.
Just updating my Twitter. You can follow me again at Ricardo DeLeon, D-E-L-I-A-N. Brett at PC Brett C. Rosie at Metal Rosie with the fly in his eye.
Student section singing happy birthday.
They are, huh? The student section singing happy birthday to Parker. Having a heck of a night is the receiver for Kaukauna.
Well, and the quarterback playing pretty well himself. What is it?
Schaefer,
Schaefer maybe 3 incompletions total or
I'll have
something
to
like
look
that.
up what he has. Schaefer is 13 for 15 for 196 yards, Brett.
2 incompletions. Wow.
Yeah.
And he's got a touchdown run, the 3-yard run with 9:53 to play in this quarter, and then 2 touchdown passes.
Is that good? Is that good night?
That's
so
pretty
far?
good ball.
All right. Just clarifying. If I was Hortonville, just get to halftime, get things back in order. Look at that kick.
Yeah,
I guess they took
got a
the
leg.
penalty off on the.
Oh, they did, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
It's like holy mackerel.
I was looking at the notes here. And 20.1 seconds to play. What do you do here? Just take it.
Take the knee.
Take
I
the
say
knee
go
and
in
just
and
regroup.
regroup, get everything back in order. The kids are going to be a little dejected if you're Hortonville, I'm saying. And just get their minds right because the second half, try to get going in the right direction that way too. I believe they get the ball in the second half to start. I have to check. Hold on. Let me check that again. I could be wrong on that. Yes.
Yeah, Kaukauna started with
the interception.
Right.
The interception from Hortonville
Schaefer.
to end that first one. Yep.
I think that's exactly what they're doing here, Ricardo. It's like Pfeiffer's just going to take a knee here and let this clock run out. What a quarter, though, for Kaukauna. 4 touchdowns in this quarter. Remember, this was scoreless after 1. Heck of a performance for the Ghosts, both sides of the ball. Scoreless first quarter turns into a 4-touchdown period for the Ghosts here in the second quarter. Halftime here at Akin Field, and a quick look at our Cellcom scoreboard shows the Ghosts leading the Polar Bears 28-0. And we'll run down the scoring and all that good stuff. We'll talk more about tonight's game and everything we have coming up digitally at USA Today Network Wisconsin after this short break.
From the moment we get up, technology is at work in our world. That's why Cellcom built a network to support big moments and small victories. It's technology with a heartbeat.
Promote your business, unite your team, or just get your name out there with help from the professionals at Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Family owned and operated for over 20 years, we have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your business or organization. We can put your logo, name, or anything else you want on any article of clothing. From embroidery and screen printing to graphic design and heat press services, we've got you covered. Call today.
Are you ready for this? Ready to take chances? Will you push and break your limits? Are you ready to be a legend? Are you made for greatness? Writing history? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Born to be a champion, now to change the system. You start a revolution. This is your moment. Are you ready to fight? What do you feel? This is the time for glory, for greatness. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, we them girls, we shout
Welcome back to Akin Field. We're here in Hortonville, Wisconsin. And as you can see on our Cellcom scoreboard, all Kaukauna here, 28-0. We're at the half, all 28 points coming in that second quarter. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. For a limited time at Cellcom, every phone is on sale or free for new and existing customers. The choice is yours, so stop in or shop online at cellcom.com. And Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Visit them online at Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear.com. Ricardo.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on kind of a Jekyll and Hyde game there in the first half, right? A scoreless first quarter. Looked like we're going to be in a barn burner, and then boom, Kaukauna explodes in the second quarter. 4 touchdowns, and well in command of this one.
Yeah, and I think, boy, oh boy, Kaukauna on that first drive, I think that they did a lot of things well, but then had the turnover. That presented Hortonville an opportunity to get something going and maybe take a lead early on, force Kaukauna to play catch-up, but that didn't happen. Kaukauna then, second quarter, just took control. And I think you saw what we all kind of felt Kaukauna was able to do with all the weapons that we talked about beforehand. Bron Schaefer, are you sure Finley Dorio's not out there? Because I think he – and this is no slight to Finley because he's a great guy and a great quarterback, one of our Elite 11 last year. Bron Schaefer's operating this offense just as well as he did.
They haven't missed a beat.
No. And kudos to Schaefer. And remember, Schaefer's a junior. So he's going to be back and doing this again next year. So really like what I see from Kaukauna on offense. The receivers, the running backs. This is just a very talented team that has pretty much had about as tough a first 2 games as you can get, Brett. And now they're ready. They're ready, obviously. They're coming out. They're 1 touchdown away from a running clock on Hortonville, which played pretty well last week and should have got that victory over Pulaski. Now for Hortonville,
yeah, what do you say?
You fall
there?
yourself down 28-0. Listen, I like some of the things that I saw from the young quarterback here, Pfeiffer. They have some weapons. They missed on a few passes here and there. They've had some unfortunate penalties. Now you get the ball to start the second half. It's one of those things. If I'm the coach, and we're talking about where are we here? Coach Reichert. Am I saying that right? Hopefully I'm saying it right. Nick Reichert. This is a very pivotal drive, in so much that you need the kids to feel good about themselves, and put together a drive, maybe get a field goal or a touchdown or something like that. And I think you're going to see a little different Hortonville team for the rest of the second half.
It's like the is that the dance team out there performing here at halftime.
Brett, I'm going to need my coat.
It's cooled off, hasn't it?
Yeah.
A front definitely moved through. Well, it's supposed to be a little chillier this weekend, but like you said, an 80-degree, beautiful weather coming up again this next week. So.
But tomorrow, for that Xavier Appleton or that Xavier FEL game, I might have to break out the coat and the slacks.
You might have to,
yeah.
Right? Because I'm going to be in the cozy confines of my house checking out the Packers and Eagles from Brazil. I had to get a kick out of some people. I saw on Twitter last night, or X, whatever we want to call it, footage of the Packers arriving in Brazil after a 10-hour flight. And somebody referenced it, well, they don't look real happy. They don't really look like they've gotten Brazil. And everybody to a person was like, dude, they just had a 10-hour flight.
Yeah, no one looks good after a 10-hour flight. You're not going to be doing cartwheels.
You're all ragged coming off the plane.
I'm that way just flying out to San Diego, and that's like a 3.5-hour flight.
That's enough. I don't care what kind of luxurious accommodations the Packers had, like this Dreamliner that they're flying in or whatever. That's still a long time to be in an airplane. So cut them some slack as they get ready. How do you think that game's going to go?
I think it's going to be probably the best game of the weekend.
Think so?
I think it's going to be back and forth. And I think all the Brazilians down there, they're going to get themselves a show. It's what the NFL wants, right? I mean, they knew what they were doing when they put those two teams together on the Friday. Is it the first? No, it's not the first Friday night. But to kick off the season, at least for the NFC North, as we're talking about, it's a good game. It's going to be a good game. I picked them to win. I think in our Packers show last Monday, I picked them to win.
Packers, yeah.
But it's going to be a very close game, high scoring even possibly. I know you picked it 28-21 or something like that.
27-21 Green Bay.
I think it's going to be in the low 30s. I think it's going to be like 33-30, something like that.
Well, if that's the case, then the Fire Jeff Hafley tweets are going to start coming out immediately by a Packers fan base that is tired of seeing subpar defensive play. But, hey, that gives me a good segue to kind of talk about some things coming up, and that is our Packers show. It's Monday night at 6:30. Takes place not all that far away from here. The Fox Club inside Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium in Grand Chute. That's home of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers and also the new home to Clubhouse Live. It's actually our second season there. And we just kicked off season 16 of Clubhouse Live this past Monday, a few days ago. We had Packers Hall of Famer, or Pro Football Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Packers great.
And Packer Hall of Famer, isn't it?
Leroy Butler.
Yeah. Okay.
The man who invented the Lambeau Leap. He joined us and got us ready for tomorrow night's game, but we had a packed house at the Fox Club. And just a great time talking to Leroy, and gave us some pretty good insight, I thought, on what we can maybe expect out of this team and some of the things he likes, why he's excited, why the Packers are suddenly back into kind of Super Bowl contender status. So looking forward to seeing the game, but we're going to be back at the Fox Club this coming Monday, and we have one of the defensive stars, Kenny Clark's going to join us. So looking forward to that. So we go from Leroy Butler to Kenny Clark, who just signed that big contract extension in the offseason. Kenny's going to be sticking around with the Packers for a number of seasons more, which is good for that defense. One of the better defensive tackles, Ricardo, in the NFL, without a doubt. He's a friend of the show.
Definitely a friend of the show.
Stadium gates open at 5 o'clock. Admission is free, and it's first come, first seated. We'll give away some great prizes as well, including some signed photos afterwards. So definitely check it out if you can. We'd love to have you there. Fill up the Fox Club. It's a great atmosphere. Food is available for purchase. The Timber Rattlers, Ricardo, they do it right. They're great at entertaining the fans, and they'll make sure you're well fed and well taken care of, and we'll take care of all the fun stuff when it comes to the show. You definitely don't want to miss it. Kenny Clark's going to be there. If you can't make it to a show in person, you can always watch it live online, any of our websites and Facebook pages. Also, facebook.com/Packers News and facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. Please give us a like, and our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. So we stream it multiple ways, so you can't miss it, and hope you can join us. Looking forward to that.
There's no excuse for you not to join us.
We think it's the best Packers show out there.
Oh, it is.
And talking to the fans on Monday night.
They were tailgating before.
Well, they were tailgating. That's just a one-time thing. But really excited about the show and kind of the retooled format. In the past, we used to have co-hosts, regular co-hosts, and then they would bring teammate guests. Guys are kind of, they're not real crazy about having to bring guests on. It's really difficult to do that. A lot of times we wouldn't find out till Monday. So we're just going to do it. We're going to have this one guy on each week and sort of rotate it throughout. Kenny's going to be on a few times this year. So is Rashawn Gary.
And
that's it.
Oh.
Those are going to be the semi-regular guys that'll be joining us like once a month. But
I thought we had a third guy, but okay.
No, then we'll kind of sprinkle in the rest of the weeks. But it gives us an opportunity to give us maybe some higher-end guys, more of the names, if you will, on the team. And we can get those locked in and promote it much sooner. So Kenny Clark going to be joining us Monday night. Definitely be there for that. And then not only did we kick off Clubhouse Live on Monday, we also kicked off Varsity Roundtable last night.
It's all volleyball, Brett, coming up. First off, before I talk about the roundtable, let's talk about the terrific 10 girls volleyball team put together by Jim Rosandick over there. That is debuting tomorrow morning. Yeah, you go. Yeah, it's debuting tomorrow morning. Mike was looking at everything. Looks like we got everything in order. There's a story that goes along with it with the digital showcase of cards that Jim Rosandick has put together. There's also the 5-minute plus video that Rosie put together. The girls came in, I want to say July 31st. They came in early. We gave them pizza and everything, Brett. They had a good time. They did all their green screen captures, did a photo shoot, and we're proud to showcase the best senior girls volleyball players in the area. That's debuting tomorrow morning online. I think it'll be in print on Sunday, I want to say, or Monday. But yeah, so check that out, the terrific 10. Hortonville, Brett, both teams, both schools, Kaukauna and Hortonville, have players on it. Now listen, for Kaukauna, it's Madison Tripp. They're great want to say it's their great libero, is on, or I'm sorry, setter. And then Molly Fisher from Hortonville, the libero, is also on the team. She's part of a +2 story that I did because she unfortunately was lost for the season. Literally, I think I want to say a week before we had the photo video shoot. She blew out her knee, unfortunately. Annika Kowalski of Xavier, also a teammate of her on FC Elite. She also blew out her knee maybe a month before. Those two players, but I'd already put them in. Oh, okay, these are going to be my Terrific 10 girls. No brainer. Annika Kowalski is a 2-time state champ with Xavier going to Marquette. You know, Molly Fisher, one of the best liberos in our era, going to Georgetown.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, okay, those are no-brainers. Can't get any more no-brainer than that. Unfortunately, lost for the year. I decided to include them in the Terrific 10, so it's Terrific 10 +2, because I put in a couple other girls, because the team really is for girls that are playing this season. So that's a special kind of add-on to the original Terrific 10, but that's debuting tomorrow. So I gave you 2 names. You're going to find out those names, the rest of the girls, tomorrow. Or you may have seen a glimpse of it during the promo at the halftime here. Yeah, so, yeah. Also, before we get to roundtable, Elite 11, Rosie, getting a lot of clicks, getting a lot of views. You know, Parker Shue, we talked about him being on there. Reggie Clone just missed it. But that's our top senior football players in the area. And when I say Post Crescent area, Green Bay Press Gazette area. So please check that out on postcrescent.com as well. Now the roundtable, Brett.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun yesterday. We had Luxembourg Casco girls volleyball. They're going to be one of the top teams in Division II. They've won state titles in the past. And, well, we had Campbell, Cammie O'Nell, Isabella, call me Ella, Vander Belden,
yep,
and Lindsay, oh boy, I can't get that
Lauren Lindsley.
Lauren Lindsley.
Lindsley.
We got her name wrong. That was my fault, Rosie. I'm sorry. I think she wanted to murder us. She it's Lindsley. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, Lauren.
Hey, I just typed in what you gave me.
Yeah. And so those 3 girls were on, had a great time. I think the show went a little over the 30-minute time, Brett. That's because how the convo was good. 45-minute show. Please check it out. USA Today Network Wisconsin on YouTube or on postcrescent.com. It's also on Facebook, too, but on Green Bay Press Gazette and the Post Crescent. But next Wednesday, we have Xavier girls volleyball on the show, 2-time defending state champs.
Now Division I.
Now they're Division I because of that qualifier, you know, where success, if you have too much success, they're bumping you up a division.
Silly.
But that's going to be funny. We're doing all the great volleyball teams. There are a lot of great volleyball teams in the area. Another one to look out for that I'll have on the show as well sometime soon, Fox Valley Lutheran volleyball. They're a fantastic program. They usually would lose to Xavier in the sectionals. Would Xavier go on to win the state title, or Luxembourg Casco? I know they had a couple run-ins with them as well. But check that out, Brett. Varsity Roundtable, the only online high school sports talk show in the state.
You know, Ricardo, we might have to think about streaming some volleyball here.
Yeah, we're in the talks of that
come.
as we see Nina now leading Appleton East 42-0.
Oof.
Let me tell you, Nina. I remember last year that game was at East. That game was too close for comfort for them. I know Nina was like, whoa. They're tough to prepare for. They weren't falling for that again.
Yeah.
They came out ready, and they're taking it to Appleton East. So it's encouraging to see that, because we really feel like Nina should be considered one of the top teams. They took Muskego there.
I still feel like they should have beaten Muskego.
They should have beaten Muskego.
I feel like they should have.
And that's a team that has a lot of pride. I'm talking about the Rockets. To me, they're going to be right there at the end with Kimberly, trying to get down to Camp Randall.
I can tell you, we will be streaming the Kimberly-Nina game later on this season. That's already locked and loaded.
There you go. So entertaining, Brett. But you're right. We are seeing some lopsided scores a little bit tonight. I want to remind everyone again, the Apple Bowl is tomorrow at FEL.
Not streaming that game.
FEL, no, but I will be there, so you can follow me on Twitter. I'll keep people updated. I know you'll be probably watching the Packer game, everyone that's listening to us right now, but just chill with your Twitter, your X. I'll keep you updated.
Well, that's the big reason why we're not streaming anything tomorrow night. We just thought, trying to go against the NFL in a regular season game, I don't know if that's a really good idea. So, unfortunately, the NFL getting in the way of the high school Friday nights. You know, college is kind of doing that too last week with the Badgers kicking off, right? Can't you just let the high school kids have their night?
No. They're not asking for much.
No, just let them have their night. But not to be, so we thought, nah, I don't think we're going to compete. We'll just take the night off. We'll have most of the games are kind of tonight anyway.
Brett, I want to also give one more last promo.
Yeah.
Last week we talked to Sydney Supley on the R&B podcast. Hopefully we're going to get that going regular this week if you and Rosie have the time, because we can talk more on prep football and everything like that. But we had a one-on-one session with Sydney Supley, the former Oshkosh North softball standout, current rising media star. She was at that big Clemson game in Vegas and doing her thing, and she was the in-stadium, kind of like the one who kind of showed all the fun stuff that they were doing. I think she's a rising star, Brett. Quote me on this. In 5 years, she's going to be on an NFL sideline as a reporter.
Good for her. Heck of a softball player.
3-time Gatorade State Player of the Year. Is that good?
It is good, and did a nice job in college at Northwestern in the Big Ten. I've never been to Northwestern. I always wanted to
You never been to Evanston?
Never. I always wanted to check that out. Looks like a nice city right on the lake.
It is. It's a very now look. It's not like Minnesota. It's a very Minnesota. I think is a very nice campus, like you said. It's like what do you call it? It's expanded. It's like it's all over the place. Evanston's very aesthetically pleasing. I will say that. I'm not a big fan of the stadium, of the football stadium.
Well, they're redoing it now, aren't they?
Yeah, you're right. But the old stadium, I was a real big fan of
Ryan Field. But they're right on the lake, right? In fact, I think the football team is playing in kind of are they playing the soccer field or something? But they sort of retooled it as they're redoing their football field. But right on Lake Michigan. Imagine that get a little chilly in November.
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right, third quarter underway. First play of the half, and a good hard run, but not much there for number 25, Barons. Looked like Luke Tetzloff, the number 5, the safety there, right there with Barons. A couple yards on that run. Let's see if Hortonville can come out, get something going here.
Oh, we have a timeout already from the Ghosts.
Kaukauna burning a timeout already? All right.
Oh, okay. I just saw the timeout sign. Gives me a chance to look at the X and see if I can get some updated scores here.
You mentioned Nick Reichert, the Hortonville coach, second season here with the Polar Bears as the head man, served as the Polar Bears defensive coordinator the previous 2 seasons. Ricardo, he also played collegiately at Truman State as a defensive lineman. Led the Polar Bears to a 5-5 record last season. They also made the Division II playoffs where they fell to Cedarburg in the opening round. So trying to get this, doing some good work here at Hortonville so far in his brief tenure.
Brett, we have Kimberly now running clock over Oshkosh West, 35-0 in the third.
So 2 running clocks, and this has the potential to be another unless Hortonville can put a nice drive here together. A little push pass, I guess, to Zhang. Some good running there and some good blocking for Zhang. He'll be a yard shy, yeah. So 3rd and 1 coming up. Also wanted to give a shout out to Hortonville standout defensive lineman Reggie Clone. Oh, we have a flag. Let's see what this is. Looks like is Hortonville going backwards. And a hold call, Ricardo. That will back up the Polar Bears.
Wipes out that 7-yard gain.
Reggie, they tell me in the press box it's Clone, and he's going to play collegiately at the University of Idaho.
Oh, is that the Vandals?
The Vandals.
The Vandals.
First team All-Valley Football Association selection last season after finishing with 70 tackles and 2 sacks. So congrats to him and good luck to him. But, yeah, you know who is an Idaho Vandal? Jerry Kramer, a friend at Clubhouse Live.
You know,
Packers legend, Hall of Famer.
First off, I like potatoes.
Yeah. Idaho is known for that.
You know what movie takes place in Idaho? I know Rosie knows it. Oh, you don't, Rosie? You know movie? Oh, come on. Napoleon Dynamite.
That's in Idaho?
Yes.
Oh, we have another flag. And that's a false start now, Ricardo, against the Polar Bears. Oof. A holding call followed by a false start, 15 yards backwards, and you just can't have this.
Yeah, Brad, I talked about what what you wanted to do starting out the second half is to start fast. This is the complete opposite of that. So this is making themselves it's really difficult position to be in, 2nd and 23 from the 22.
I don't remember who else played at Idaho. As Pfeiffer over the middle.
Oh, almost had something there.
That is Blake Idle, tight end. Oh, Mark Schlereth, isn't he a Idaho Vandal?
Might have been, yeah.
Former Bronco, and I think he played for Washington as well. Offensive lineman. Part of that Broncos team that beat the Packers in Super Bowl 32. I believe.
Wait, Schlereth?
Mark
I think his
Schlereth?
nickname is Stink. isn't it?
Stink, yeah.
That's a good nickname, I guess.
So him and Jerry Kramer. We had Jerry Kramer on our Clubhouse Live show last year.
Great. Love it every time he comes on. He did call me Ricardo, though, I
Yeah.
think one time.
One
That's
time,
close
yeah.
enough.
He's been on like 3 or 4 times now. Pfeiffer over the middle.
That's not complete.
And incomplete. So 4th down. Hortonville's going to have to punt it away. Kaukauna gets the stop that it wanted defensively, but certainly some penalties. Ricardo stalled that drive without a doubt. The hold and then the false start.
Brett, they had a little rain and lightning delay up at up in Green
Yeah,
Bay.
that's where that rain was coming.
Okay. Nothing here, though. Another update, Kimberly has another touchdown. They're up 42-0. But, yeah, we're thankful that missed us.
Just missed us, but yeah, it was looking pretty dark there up to the north. Of course, for Rosie and I know about storms in Bayport. Caught in that torrential rain a couple weeks ago.
Look out.
Whoa!
Oh, boy, blocked. That's blocked.
Somehow it takes a Hortonville bounce, though. Inside the 35 to about the 34. How did he even get that punt off?
Brett, that turns out to be a 30-yard punt. That's not bad.
Not bad at all, considering he had a hand in his face. Was that number 80 on the punt? Was that Abram Daniels? If so, I think that might have been the punter. He did a good job of getting that one off. Well, now it's Kaukauna's turn, and boy, they were just absolutely humming in that second quarter. I'll go down the second quarter scoring, but all 28 points coming over those 12 minutes. And this quarterback here had a hand in 3 of them going deep downfield right now. Yeah, that was Parker Shue, defended by number 15, Kalen Plowman, a junior defensive back. But the scoring, Ricardo, in the second quarter, Schaefer with a 3-yard run with 9:53 to go. That was a 4th down run. And then a 61-yard pass from Schaefer to Parker Shue midway through the quarter. A 10-yard pass from Schaefer to Kavanaugh Weinberg. That was a 3-play, 50-yard drive, made it 21-0 with 3:34 to go. And then Schaefer to Shue, 32 yards with just 20.1 seconds to go, 28-0, all 28 points again in that second quarter. Hand off to Reardon. He's got some blocking and more. Spins his way. He's got the first down near midfield. The offensive line's doing some good work too. I'm going to read off some of those numbers so we can give those guys a plug. Ricardo, I see number 76, 78.
Yep. Keep going.
Let me see who else I can get on there. 69.
Okay.
And I'll get the other 2 here in a second. As Schaefer waits for it, hand off to Reardon again, and it's got some running lanes.
Yeah, off that right side.
65 is another one. 78. Did I say him?
Yeah, 76, 78, 69, 65. Need one more?
73.
Okay, I'll rattle off those names for you.
Yeah.
As Reardon takes it inside Hortonville territory now to the 47. So that's a 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4. But, Brett, yeah, you're talking about these guys up front for Kaukauna, and that's number 69, Elijah Moore, 6'1", 303 pounds,
he's a
Brett.
center. He's a center. He's a big body to move out of the way. That's number 2 on the carry, Kyle Kress. But go ahead.
Just making sure we got it down to the 40 here, first down and 10. But, so, yeah, 303 pounds, number 65, Donovan Williams, 6'3", 337. You getting this? I'm just going to say they're averaging more than 300 pounds. Number 76 is Walker, oh boy, Shamaluski, 6'3", 308. Number 78, Caleb Lissau, 6'2", 228. He's a run to the litter, apparently. And then number 73, Braden Jansen, 6'3", 290. He just committed somewhere. Did Jansen, I want to say the D2 level, but he's 290. So you have 3 guys over 300.
That's a big
one
line.
290 and then one at 220.
Big offensive line. Wow. That might be a little story for you down the line. See how Kaukauna does, but that is a huge offensive line.
Do you see you had that last run?
I didn't.
Okay.
Sorry.
2nd and 5.
Quarterback, Rosie?
Okay.
Schaefer did. His
All
time
right.
is Crest, number 2. He's got the first down. Chains moving, and you can see Ricardo, that offensive line, doing some great work right now. They're just a wall. And some big running lanes for both Crest, Reardon, and, of course, Schaefer himself, the quarterback.
That's mad crazy. I mean, that's collegiate size
oh, my
line.
goodness, yeah.
First down and 10.
Might have to talk to Coach Binsfeld about that after the game. And I know you like to call them the big uglies.
No, I do. And,
but they might take offense to that.
No, but my point is this, is that I do say this. They don't get no love.
No, well, they're getting love tonight.
They don't get no love. They're not the prom king or the homecoming king.
No, but they're the key of any football team.
They absolutely
both
are.
sides along the offensive line and defensive line. Schaefer now going downfield. Double covered, and they're going to get a penalty. They're going to get a penalty. Looks like, I think that, I know they said Jackson Van Roy, but he's listed as a 5'10 sophomore. I think that's John Vogt, the 6'2 senior, is number 17. That's who I'm going with. He looks like he's of the 6'2 variety down there.
Pass intended for number 17, John Vogt.
Usually that's a 15-yard penalty. We'll see where they mark this. If so, it would be at the 14.
Pass interference on the Polar Bears.
Either way, a tough penalty for Hortonville. Right down to the 15, okay?
Penalty. First down, 10 yards to go for Kaukauna.
So 1st and 10 now, Ricardo and Kaukauna knocking at the door again. Little swing pass. Is that intercepted?
Yes.
Wow. Schaefer thinks that hit the ground, but I think that's number 23. Let's see.
Well, they're calling it a pick.
Harley Juadas, the defensive back, coming through. 2nd interception of the night for Schaefer.
Well, they needed this. Hortonville looking
Schaefer-
for a big play from your defense.
Schaefer's not happy. And you can see number 76, one of those big offensive linemen.
The play was off from the start, though. It was a timing
Yeah,
play.
something seemed off, right?
And the great play, I'm sorry, who was that again for Hortonville?
Number 23, Juadas.
Jawadis. I mean, what awareness from him to see that ball. I mean, he saw the receiver probably running his route. Receiver having finished his turning around. The ball's already in the air. Juadas was able to pick that off. It's almost like he knew the play before the receiver did.
I was looking at Walker Schmalewski. Is that how we're saying that for
Close
Kaukauna?
enough.
One of those offensive linemen kind of putting his arm around Schaefer. Schaefer, not a happy camper as he was walking off the field, trying to keep his quarterback calm. And nice catch that was a little bit behind.
That's a little risky throw, but at this point, got to try everything as we have. Is there a discussion to see if it was a catch?
There is Colin Zhang with the catch. Kaukauna's adamant that they didn't catch it, but they're going to give him the catch. And a nice grab by Zhang to kind of reach back. And first down for Hortonville after the turnover.
So that was Zhang, you said?
Yeah, number 5.
Okay.
Whoa, fumble,
Oh,
and I
boy.
think Kaukauna landed on it. And you can see Pfeiffer, he's just walking off the field. It's just a bad exchange. Something happened there on the exchange.
Again, we talked about Hortonville just shooting themselves in the foot, Brett.
Yeah, and was that number 33 who fell on it? Is that Sam DiPiazza, the safety with the? He had the ball, but number 40, is that what was he saying?
That's Joan. Oh boy, Joni Zelaya Isidro.
Yeah. Defensive lineman.
Ball's at the 27, 1st and 10.
So, yeah, an interception, and now the fumble gives it right back to Kaukauna as Crest now with a big lane. Still on his feet. Look at that run.
Wow.
Wow is right. 27 yards, but there's a flag on the play.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That really took away a nice run by Crest.
Kind of bouncing around and staying on his feet, but I think this one's coming back. Let's see, and it is a hold against the Ghosts. A lot of holding calls tonight, Ricardo.
That's unfortunate. Crest with a real nice individual play there.
Yeah, and he's down in the end zone too, Ricardo. As you see Coach Binsfeld out there. Hopefully he's all right. I see the thumbs up from Coach Binsfeld. Speaking of Matt Binsfeld, Ricardo, I couldn't believe this. Talking about time going by. This is already his 9th season as Kaukauna's head coach. And he has done a whale of a job. Previously the head coach at Wrightstown, where he helped the Tigers to a Division IV state championship in 2011. Of course, he became the Tigers' sole head coach, and then came over to Kaukauna, his alma mater. But 49-36 overall. But remember, he took over a team that was 2-7. He had a pair of 2-7 seasons in 16 and 17, and then 18 5-5, 19 8-4, 2020 they were 6-1, 21 6-4, 22 8-5. Last year 11-2, and this year 1-1. He has turned that program around, and they are a threat now in the FVA each and every season. Look at that throw! Watch out! 33 yards into the end zone, just like that, to Kavanaugh Weinberg.
Boy, that's taking advantage of your situation there for Kaukauna. Shaking off that interception, gunning a 33-yard touchdown to Kavanaugh, to Kavanaugh Weinberg.
Kavanaugh Weinberg is with the 33-yard score, the 3rd touchdown pass of the night. Check that, the 4th touchdown pass of the night for Schaefer. And now Lincoln John, Ricardo, a PAT away from this game becoming the 3rd running clock game of the night in the Fox Valley Association. Kick is up and through, and it is good. And with 6:54 to go still in this 3rd quarter, 5-score lead, 35-0 Kaukauna with the lead as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard.
You know, Brett, you were talking about Coach Binsfeld coaching over at Wrightstown. I remember that 2011 Wrightstown championship team. I want to say Jackson Fox.
Oh, yeah.
Had that game in overtime, scored against, was it Somerset? I want to say it was Somerset. It was one of the what's the conference they're from? Middle Valley or Middle Border? Wow. Yeah. That was a classic game. I want to say Jackson Fox ended up being our male athlete of the year that year.
Has it been that long already?
Yes.
Jeez. Feels like that was just yesterday, but yeah, he's doing a heck of a job.
I want to say he was the athlete of the year with Mackenzie Frymuth of Kaukauna. I have to double check, but back when we held it over at the Paper Valley. Brett, it's been that long. Wow,
it has. Isn't that something? Yeah, no kidding. But he's done a whale of a job turning this program into a conference championship contender. And as we said, I'm really curious of what Kaukauna looked like this year after losing so much talent. Tonight, really pouring it on. I mean, even last week against a very good West Appear team, putting 35 points on the board. So their offense is just humming along, and defensively right now pitching a shutout.
You said Schaefer has 4 touchdown passes?
Yeah, he does. He's got 2 to Parker Shue, and 2 to Weinberg. 61 and 32 yards to Shue, and 10 and 33 to Weinberg. And now the clock runs. Remember, we're a running clock in that Kimberly Oshkosh West game, the Neenah Appleton East game, and now here tonight. The only close one in the FVA, at least at last check, was Appleton North and Fondy. Maybe we could get a score tweeted to us about how that one's going down here tonight. All 4 games, again, in the FVA being played tonight. Pfeiffer gonna let it go just too far for Hebe.
Final pass intended for Levi Hebe. Incomplete.
I have Pfeiffer 10 of 16 for 101 yards. And I have Braun Schaefer 14 of 17, 229 yards. With the 4 touchdowns and the pick. 2 picks,
Two
I
picks,
believe.
yeah.
2 picks, yep.
Run around the end, or the edge, is number 20, Ashton Ballner.
On the carry for the Polar Bears.
Ball's just, they're marking it at the 30. So 7-yard gain.
Number 24 chasing fire.
Kaukauna won a share of the FVA championship last season when it shared the league crown with rival Kimberly. Ghost's first FVA title, Ricardo, since 1995.
And they beat Kimberly that year, didn't
Yeah.
they, too? Yeah.
And only the 3rd FVA championship in program
picked off
history.
again.
Interception again. Watch out. This could be taken back. And that is, wow, dropped down hard, but not before he picked it off. That's number 39 with the interception, Ricardo. That is Cole Smith, a junior safety, doing what he's supposed to do, right? Reading the middle of the field, saw it, grabbed it, and showing good hands and took off.
Flag on the play as well, it sounds like.
And the flag on the play. Where is the flag? But to finish that thought, yeah, only the 3rd championship in program history. Kaukauna sharing the FVA crown with Menasha back in 1975. Kaukauna also a playoff participant every season since 2018. D2 state semifinals in each of the past 2 seasons. Kaukauna fell to eventual state runner-up Wanakee 24-14 in last year's semifinal game, and then the Ghosts dropped the 26-7 decision to West Appear in 2022 state semifinal. That's a game we streamed at Ashwaubenon High School. Mike Sherry and I were on the call. I think you were covering another game, and then the Phantoms finishing as state runners-up that season as well. Maybe you were out of town that week. I can't remember.
Yeah, I might have been in Vegas that week.
Number 23 getting a touch, Julian Becker.
Tackled by Reggie Clone.
There's Reggie Clone
Second down, 5
getting his name called tonight, the future Idaho Vandal.
at the Polar Bear 5-yard line.
5 yards away from yet another score for the Ghosts. And a different quarterback in as well, and fires that one, a rocket. Number 10 in at quarterback, Ricardo, Chase Broderick. Is that a sophomore? 5'9", 150 pounds, so Broderick getting some snaps.
Again, that time's running down. We're nearing the 3-minute mark here. 3rd down from the 5.
At the Polar Bear 5-yard line for Kaukauna.
Goal to goal from the 5. From the second quarter on, it's been all Kaukauna, Brett.
Broderick, I got a little false
Yep.
start there. Little flinch.
Might have some backup linemen in there too, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some numbers now, but up 5 scores with the clock continuing to run.
With the JV offense out there.
That's good good exposure for them.
Yes.
Get some snaps in at the varsity level here. Get them ready in case they're needed.
Offside. 3rd down, 2 yards to go.
Oh, okay, so
Offsides on Hortonville, all right. Whoa, Broderick hit, fumble. No, they're going to say incomplete pass instead. No, forward pass, the official says incomplete. 4th down now. Where's the ball? At the 2? Ball is at the 2. Bet you wish you had a jacket.
I'm okay.
Got mine on. Feel nice and toasty.
I'll know for tomorrow, though.
That front comes in quick, though, doesn't it? It was
Yeah.
nice and beautiful this afternoon. $42-0. That's the final. Nina with the victory over Appleton East. So an impressive victory for the Rockets tonight. Broderick, and I think there was some miscommunication there. Like number 11, Brody McMullen running a slant, but I don't know if that was supposed to be the intended target. But he was kind of going inside. The ball was going outside, but Hortonville gets a stop. But how about Nina taking on Appleton East? That was kind of an anticipated game tonight after what Appleton East did last week against Kettle Moraine, and Nina said, no, we are going to take care of business.
Two things you can get from that. Number one, Nina is every bit as good as we thought it was. Number two, Appleton East still has work to do. You know, they did get the win over Kettle Moraine, and that's nice. They kind of caught them off guard maybe a little bit. No one is looking at East now and saying, oh, there's some pushover there. They're preparing for them. I'm sure that's what Coach Young stressed to his team, especially after what happened last year. A little too close in his estimation. So first down and 10 at the 2 for Hortonville.
You know, think about Nina taking on Muskego, of course, Appleton North. We also streamed that week 1 game. That was a Thursday night game 2 weeks ago with McWanago winning that one. That was a good game. And then, of course, Appleton East taking on Kettle Moraine as we have reached the end of the third quarter in our Cellcom scoreboard, showing the Ghosts in control of this one, up 35-0. But another team that has not shied away from tough competition non-conference-wise in the FVA is this Kaukauna squad.
Right.
You know, in addition to facing West Appear last week, again, the Ghosts winning that contest 35-31. But Kaukauna also took on Notre Dame in week 1 with the Tritons holding on for a 16-13 win. West Appear currently ranked 6th in Division II. Notre Dame, the top-ranked team in Division III, with 2 of the state's top players in Christian Collins and James Flanagan.
Right.
So those are really that's a good way to get yourself ready for, as best as you can get yourself ready for taking on your rivals in the FVA week in and week out. To be determined for us for our next Cellcom Varsity Game of the Week live stream, guys. We're going to be somewhere, and I do have a game on the schedule, but I just kind of want to make sure that it's the right one to do. And we'll talk more about it, but I will announce it on my Twitter account or X account at PCBrettsy. So again, please give me a follow. Otherwise, I'll announce it on other social media platforms as well. That'll be a next Friday night game. But, yeah, the train keeps on rolling. A third of the way through the season, we're just about done. It's hard to believe.
Well, not when we have this weather. It feels like it's October right now.
Yeah, it started out feeling like it was summer, and now it feels like it's fall.
There's that schizophrenic Wisconsin weather, my friend.
But looking forward to a couple of the options we have. Also I have some options for week 5. That was an open week. I kind of left that one middle of the season. So like, okay, let's kind of see what we have. And we'll figure it out. That's what we're fortunate. We're in a hotbed here, so you got a lot of multiple options to pick from. Crowd in front of us here at Hortonville is kind of thinned out. Pretty good crowd here to start tonight. School's now in session. Seems like it was just yesterday we were doing the Northeast Wisconsin High School Sports Awards show in Lambeau Field in June, and here we are again in September doing it all over. Thinking about looking forward to the summer, and I always have a hard time. The older I get, the harder time I am is just letting summer go. I want to have that grip on it. It's like, don't leave me.
You don't want that cold in your bones.
Everybody's like, I can't wait for football. I can't wait for football. Now I love football, but you know what comes after football season.
I don't even want to talk. I'm even thinking about basketball.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh.
I'm talking about the season. Winter.
Oh, well, I like winter.
Oh, you're crazy.
Well, no. Let me rephrase that. I like the holidays in winter. I like Thanksgiving. I like Christmas.
I like Thanksgiving. Christmas I can do away with.
Man.
Make it a one-day holiday, and then it's better instead of this week after week. I'm surprised stores don't have Christmas decor up already. They probably do.
You're hating on Christmas.
I'm not hating on Christmas itself.
You're not very jolly.
It's the commercialization of it. I know my wife's already looking forward to the Hallmark movie lineup.
You're not very jolly.
That'll be starting up like in a few weeks.
Come on, man.
Summertime's the best time in Wisconsin. Come on. And everybody looks forward to it when it's May and June. Here we go, right? Memorial Day, and then all of a sudden about mid-summer, I can't wait for football. How about enjoy the fact that the Brewers are in first place?
You're the Grinch.
Listen, give me just one-day holidays are the best. Like 4th of July, that's my favorite holiday. Then Thanksgiving.
I'm always in a good mood because my birthday is always around Christmas in January, early January.
Your birthday is my grandson's birthday.
That's true.
They both share the same day.
Charlie?
Big Charlie.
That's right.
Big Charlie will be 2 in January. He's got a personality. His older sister will be 4, Ruby.
Terrible twos.
I had to pick her up from pre-K, I guess. I don't know.
She's at that age where she's getting very loquacious.
She's, she's a riot. I mean, I pick her up and she's just chatting away in the car seat as we're riding home. She wants to listen to specific music.
That's a wonderful age.
The other day, you can tell we're kind of running clock here, but the other day I picked her up from like pre-K, I guess you'd call it that. She only goes twice a week for a couple hours, but she said, "Grandpa, put both hands on the steering wheel."
Yeah, she's all over you, man.
She also was talking about how one of her friends in class today was her birthday, so she brought donuts for the class.
Nice.
And I said, well, okay, Ruby, what kind did you have? And she said, chocolate. She didn't bring any Nilla.
Yeah.
Oh, cute as can be. Yeah, she, my son and daughter-in-law, they're actually blessed to be having a third baby over the winter time. And yeah, she kind of spilled the beans on the gender. But
hey, she's excited though.
She
right?
is.
So.
We're all excited. So a lot of good stuff. She also calls like when there's a TV show on or if you're listening to the radio like Sirius, sometimes there's commercials. She goes, "Grandpa, is that a commercial?" So love it. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. My youngest son just got engaged, so a lot of good stuff going on right now. Very, very fortunate. Very happy. But I am more than willing to be the grandpa that comes and has to take her. And my wife, being grandma, she loves to do it too. So.
But that's what I'm saying, Brett. Thanksgiving and Christmas, that's when you spend time with the grandkids. It's a wonderful time. You get them a whole bunch of loot. You know.
Listen, I love family time. That is the number one thing that's my most important thing. But when Christmas is going on for months.
I love Christmas music. I'm listening to Christmas music
I'm
tonight.
surprised you're not, yeah.
Usually I do right after Halloween. November 1st is usually when I start listening to it.
That's a little early yet, but listen, I say you lock into Christmas the day after Thanksgiving. That's when the tree goes up.
That's a little too late.
Although this year Thanksgiving is late, so you might have to put the tree up a little bit earlier. But I think stores already have had Halloween stuff out for several weeks already. This is crazy.
I know they have the back-to-school stuff out in like late June.
Yeah, school barely gets out.
Look out.
Whoa!
It was blocked.
Clock continuing to run here with the Ghosts up 35-0. Hence why we are talking about some of the things we are talking about. Speaking of off-topic conversations, I see the Chiefs are leading the Ravens 13-7. That is the kickoff tonight. So you start out with that one.
It'll be a big weekend for football. It's my favorite time of year. obviously Green Bay and Philadelphia tomorrow, and then the Brazil game.
Yeah.
That should be fun. Obviously, college football on Saturday, and then the full slate of games for the NFL on Sunday. It's just a great weekend. This is my favorite weekend, the week after Labor Day.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
I saw like Dan Patrick had a poll. What's your favorite start? Like NFL season, MLB season, March Madness opening round, or did I say the NFL? Yeah. Start of the NFL season. I would say March Madness is my favorite. That's the buzz for, or Super Bowl. I think it was the Super Bowl was the fourth. Something about March Madness in those opening round games. But how do you want to chase summer when you got the first place Brewers looking like they're going to sew up the division?
I was just at the Brewer game. Cardinals won in extra innings. Not yesterday's game on
the day. Yeah,
Tuesday.
back to back. Yeah, both games Milwaukee should have won.
By the way, Brett, let me tell you, I really, really like. Oh boy, it's not Miller Park. What's it called?
American Family Field.
All right.
It's a nice place, isn't it?
Love it.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear you. Yeah, I mean, and let me tell you something. Yeah, I mean, I probably spent about $60 in stadium. Let me tell you, but I'll tell you the Italian sausage I had, they had some special one where you could add in like a bunch of, I was telling Rosie this, a bunch of peppers and the marinara sauce. It was fantastic. I didn't like paying $11 for it. And then, of course, you got to tip the person for turning the thing around, $1. So that's what I did. And but it was fantastic.
You got to do what I did with my boys is we got subs ahead of time and just tailgated in the parking lot.
I could have done that, but I wanted to. I hadn't been to Miller Park. I'm going to call it Miller Park. I have been to Miller Park in a few years.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to get. It was a great experience. It really is.
It's a good
Milwaukee
ballpark.
is so lucky to have that stadium, to have that team. And I know it's a baseball town and everything, and I'm saying this as a Cardinals fan. It was fantastic. It was a great experience.
Well, I was a little salty after those back-to-back losses in extra innings. So those are games that Milwaukee could have and should have won.
Especially when they're battling for that top seed.
Wasn't digging the move to Hobie Milner last night, but the Brewers were 0-15 and with runners in scoring position. There's number 5, Zhang, near the 5-yard line. Looks like they'll mark it at the 6.
Now, if they score, that stops the running clock.
Does it?
I don't know.
I thought that once the clock starts to run, it runs. Guess we're going to find out. I can never quite remember that. But first and goal from the 6. The Polar Bears looking for their first score of the night. Handoff, bouncing outside, and he's going to be in from 6 yards out. That is number 20, Ashton Vollner, with the touchdown run. And the clock continues to run, Ricardo.
Okay. Ashton Vollner, senior, 5'6", 150 pounds. Showing his speed there.
And they did stop the clock. We do have a Kaukauna player down as well.
Well, that's why they would stop the clock.
Looks like he's all right. Looks like that's number 50 for the Ghost. Good to see him while walking off okay. Weston Hamilton, defensive lineman for Kaukauna. And Hortonville looking to tack one on here. Is that number 16? Looks like that's Paul Grassi. Snap good, hold good. Big leg for Grassi, and that is through. And with 2:34 to play in this one, Hortonville gets on the scoreboard on the 6-yard run from that Vollmer.
Yeah.
35-7, Kaukauna with the lead as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard. Any updates on the Appleton North Fond du Lac game?
I'll look for that right now.
Maybe somebody might have that on YouTube on the chat as
But
well.
Appleton North has their Twitter. I should just look.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Where is it?
Got the day off tomorrow, guys. Rosie does too. I was thinking about getting the bike out. I like to bike, but I saw there's supposed to be wind gusts up to like 30 miles per hour, so I don't think biking in place is what I want to do. Oh, somebody fell in front of me here on the bleachers.
boy.
All right?
Yeah, he just jumped on it.
All right.
Brett, the Appleton North. Usually they update their football, but I haven't seen it yet. So
Maybe
honest-
check the YouTube chat, Pop. Maybe.
Oh, right. Okay.
Anybody out there, let us know. We know that Nina 142 zip. Looked like Kimberly was in command over Oshkosh West. This one in command by the Ghosts, but that Appleton North and Fond du Lac game looked like it was a barn burner, at least for a half.
Nothing on the chat so far. So BW is like, hey, Hortonville about to make a comeback. Sorry, my friend. I don't think that's happening.
Not enough time, I'm afraid. Lathan Hurst with the return for the Ghosts, and now the clock winds up again. Ricardo, and a flag on the play.
Oh, boy.
A lot of flags tonight.
Tackled by Harley Juarez. Holding on Kaukauna.
Well, don't have any updates so far on North. That's unfortunate. I was hoping maybe our buddy Doug Ritchie would update, but he hasn't.
That wind has really picked up.
10-yard penalty from the spot. First down, 10 yards to go for the run after Hortonville.
There's that running clock, as Brett was alluding to.
And the officials, another flag on the play. So we're just going to watch the clock continuing to run as flags are flying here in the waning moments of this one. And it's against the Ghosts. Back them up some more here. At this point, if you're Coach Binsfeld, maybe just take a knee or two and wrap this up.
Wrap it up. I'll take it. Fabulous Thunderbirds, right, Rosie?
First down, 15 yards to go.
Thinking maybe I'm going to try to talk with Braden Jansen, the standout senior offensive lineman for Kaukauna. Maybe I can grab, obviously I want to grab Schaefer, talk to him. Bron Schaefer, and Coach as well, Coach Binsfeld. So
Ask him about that offensive line.
I will ask, but also,
Yeah.
you know, Schaefer made a lot of plays, both with his feet and with his arm.
Parker Shoe as
Really,
well.
really developing quarterback for them. They
He's-
got to feel good about that.
He's impressive. Yeah. They got to feel good about what they could do this season.
North leads 21-7, Brett. You just got that text
There you go.
from the boss man, Mike Sherry.
Fond du Lac on the verge of falling to 0-3.
Well, didn't they start 0-4? They started 0-4 last year.
Yeah. Tough non-conference schedule.
Delay a game, is that what that was?
Flag on the play, double kick.
Well, Ricardo, as the clock winds up again,
Final now.
Some thoughts on this one. Kaukauna, as you said, very impressive. Really haven't missed a beat with all the changes due to graduation.
And remember, they lost to Notre Dame, one of the top teams in the state, by a couple points in the week one. They could very well be 3-0 right now. I'm really impressed with them. We knew what they had last year. I wonder, the new quarterback coming in, Schaefer, replacing the 3-year starter, what's that going to be like? Well, they haven't missed a beat. Again, if you're watching Finley, we love you, but this Bron Schaefer kid, he's replacing you pretty well here. I mean,
think
he's
that's
doing the job.
Ricardo, that's a sign of a program now,
Yes,
right?
I agree.
You have this class that comes through, and then you're like, okay, well, now they're reloading, and they look every bit as formidable as these previous couple teams.
Absolutely, and sky high for Kaukauna. You could and I say this when I see a really good program and team, you can say, okay, now they're a contender for the state title in D2 or D1. I'm not sure where they would fall, but still, that says a lot for this program who we were talking about when, Binsfeld took over, coming up, 3 wins, you said?
2-7.
2-7. So that says a lot about what he's built here. This has become a legit elite program in the FVA. Now for Hortonville,
I feel like Hortonville has pieces.
They're coming back from playing in the Valley Football Association. You see some weapons there. You see things here and out. But we've seen them in the past. That's kind of been the case too. It's about getting that fundamental stuff down pat. The mistakes we saw here, things like that. Procedural stuff, and then stuff that happens during the game. I mean, they shot themselves in the foot. If all those were corrected, would they have beaten Kaukauna? Probably not. But you want to be competitive in this league because you're going to wear your battle scars, and if they can possibly squeak in to the postseason, you're going to be more battle tested, in my opinion, than playing in the Valley Football Association. Or it was the Wisconsin Valley now. It's back to being
they're back in the league where they belong.
Yes.
I mean, it was always ridiculous that they were in the Valley Football Association. Anyway, they are a FVA school for football, and it's going to help their program in the long run, without a doubt. But I like the pieces that they have. I agree. Just kind of need to put it together here. But that Kaukauna team, awfully impressive, and a team we're going to keep an eye on here throughout the rest of the season.
Well, I'm going to head down there and talk to Coach Binsfeld and a couple of the players. Brett,
good stuff.
You guys enjoy your day off. Well earned. I'm going to be at everyone out there again. I'm going to be at FVL covering the Apple Bowl. So follow me on Twitter while you're watching the Packer game. You can do both. And I'll try
multitasking.
Multitasking. I'll try to keep you updated as best I can. Thanks, guys.
Sounds good, Ricardo. We'll see you down on the field here after we pack up. I'm going to run on the scoring here real quick. Four second quarter touchdowns broke a scoreless tie for Kaukauna, and the Ghost ended up leading 28-zip at the half. There was a 3-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Ron Schaefer, then a 61-yard pass from Schaefer to Parker Shue, a 10-yard pass from Schaefer to Kavanaugh Weinberg, and then a 32-yard pass from Schaefer to Shue. And as I said, 28-zip at the half. A third quarter touchdown, Schaefer to Weinberg, again 33 yards out with 6:54 to play in the third quarter. Made it 35-zip Kaukauna, running clock from then on out. And the Polar Bears with a late touchdown there, a 6-yard run from Ashton Vollner. 2:34 to play, made it 35-7, and that's how this game came to an end. With the victory, Kaukauna ranked 5th in Division II, now 2-1 on the season, 1-0 in the Fox Valley Association. Up next for the Ghosts, a big one. They're home against Neenah next Friday in a Fox Valley Association matchup. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. Again, Neenah all over Appleton East tonight, 42-zip, so the Rockets are really humming along right now. Hortonville falls to 0-3 on the season, 0-1 in the FVA. And for the Polar Bears, boy, they got a tough one at Appleton East next Friday. The Patriots, they're going to want to respond after getting beat handily tonight by the Rockets. So that's an FVA matchup. Kickoff is set again for 7 p.m. As for us, to be determined. I'll announce the game on my X account at PC Bretzi, so please give me a follow. And you can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep Live Streams link. Thanks again to our sponsors, Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Cellcom, for a limited time there, every phone is on sale or free for new and existing customers. The choice is yours, so stop in or shop online at cellcom.com. And Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Visit them online at Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear.com. So for Rosie, for Ricardo, for Mike Sherry, and the crew at USA Today Network Wisconsin, this is Brett Christopherson signing off from Akin Field here at Hortonville High School. Once again, the final score tonight as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard. Kaukauna 35, Hortonville 7. Thanks for watching, everybody.